And 3, 2, 1. Frankie, we're live.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it, Frankie. Now, so you're one of the well-connected people within the security domain here in Hong Kong. A lot of people have pointed their fingers at you.
I hope their comments are good.
I mean, you're the winner of a SANS award, I believe.
Actually, everyone can write a paper and then get the gold paper. That is not some kind of special prize. They provided you pay money.
Oh, okay. So the requirement is just being able to pay money.
Yes, a little bit of writing.
Okay, a little bit of writing. You know,
yeah,
not
everyone
much
can do it.
Not much of a security or
no
nothing
much,
like that.
No much.
You just pull something out your ass.
But of course,
basically.
they can reject you.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the objective is to be able to pass through that. Is that what you mean? I assume.
Yes, somehow.
But you're also you created one of the original security companies out here in Hong Kong. What, do you remember Luigi from Revon?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've asked a few people questions like what shall I ask Frankie, and his main thing was like he's just very curious, and as am I, about like, I mean, there is not much security related stuff in Hong Kong. How did you get into it back in the day? How did you what's your sort of background? What's your story leading up to the Frankie Li that sits before us?
You want to know the short story or long story?
Buddy, we have got a good few hours to go. So
okay.
we can hear.
You got me.
It all.
That is most difficult question that no one knows why I goes into the cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Actually, I am not in IT. My career is finance.
Okay.
Go back to the day of before year 2000.
Yeah.
Are you born that time?
At least, yeah. I mean,
okay.
At least
You're a little kid.
At least 20 years before that, right?
Back to the 1997.
Yeah.
Actually, at that time, my company. I don't have my company actually at
Frankie,
that time.
I just want to stop 1 second. I've noticed that you're peeking a bit, so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
This should be good. Ladies and gentlemen, I've changed the entire setup. I'm on a Mac, so this is a new technical setup at the moment, and I noticed that Frankie was clipping, and I want to avoid that.
Okay.
Keep going.
Sorry for that. And go back to 1997. I'm working for a company that is a China-based public company in Hong Kong. That company do have a big problem. That company is the only company up to right this moment. Their audited report have been rejected by one of the big 4 audit firm.
Okay.
Because that is a fraud, a financial fraud of the company. And I don't want to name the company. Actually, the company using some of simple, at that time on 1997, they used some basic computer equipment to record the accounting record. And some accountant seems doing some fabrication of accounting record that the company, that is a public company, a listing company. The company still exists in Hong Kong right now. At that time, I was the CFO of the company. I'm not the usual CFO. I just appointed to be a CFO of that company at that time after being found there is a fraud inside the company.
So you were the acting CFO.
I'm
is that
acting
right?
as CFO. I'm just being appointed by the one of the mother company of that is controlling company of that problematic company to handle the case of a lot of regulator, including the SFC, Hong Kong Stock Exchange. They want to know the answer. What happened to the company? Then I go inside and perform some kind of investigation. And I find it's interesting. So after that...
No, I'm not going to let you get away with that.
Okay. Yeah. I want to bypassing that something sensitive information.
Well,
even though the case
you shouldn't have said it's interesting. You shouldn't have said it's interesting because now I've got you. Now I got you. So what can you tell us about that particular incident?
That company previous auditor. I mean, at that time when I get into the company, they withdraw the audit opinion because another auditor find out that is 2.4 billion Hong Kong dollar was missing.
What year was this again? Sorry, what year was this?
That is 2.4 billion of money is missing
in
the company.
What year?
1999.
Okay.
Being found out, and actually that happened for a long time already.
Uh-huh.
That some kind of fabrication of profit, so that they are having a lot of profit and growing to be one of the biggest public company in Hong Kong, controlled by China government.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's exciting.
Sensitive. Not too sensitive at that time, but it's sensitive right now.
Can I say money
so
laundering?
better let me go into the cyber.
Okay, sensitive in that manner. Therefore, I will give you that.
Okay.
Escape.
Okay. So 1997 is a sensitive year for a lot of Hong Kong citizens.
Yeah.
So my family decided to migrate to Canada. So my family go first, and I also try to land to Canada.
Yeah.
And then I come back Hong Kong still to finalize my last work with that company. So I stay until year of 2000. When I go to Canada on year 2000, and I find on the news that is a company called Foundstone, one of the U.S. security company. They are offering one training called the hacking exercise. So these people, they are publishing a couple of books called Hacking Exposed. At year 2000, not a lot.
I bought that book.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
They are the first part of people doing the hacking training formally in U.S. New York.
Yeah.
That is the second or third training offer. So I pay money to go to the hacking course, even though I am a simple Windows system user. I want to spend my life up there, that kind of challenging work. How about I go into IT to see what hackers doing? And actually in that event, actually I still remember the AP, Associate or American Press or Associate Press or whatever, some media try to interview. I'm the only Chinese guy sit inside that training room with a lot of the military people, a lot of Air Force people, and actually Foundstone have been acquired McAfee. Yeah, that group of people, they develop a lot of tool and training exercise, lab exercise. I don't know how to type a simple Linux command. I just sit there, try to copy other people's work, and no one teach me. But I think that's quite challenging and interesting experience for me. That is the first thing I really touch with the cybersecurity or information security. Nowadays, you can easily find a lot of some kind of CTF games, hacking exercise online, but at that time, none. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because even though the Hacking Exposed book is not published yet.
Okay.
So that is the second reason why I go into cybersecurity. And I left Hong Kong for good in I think 2001, I go to family to join with my kids
Vancouver?
in Toronto.
Toronto. Okay.
Very cold place.
Yeah.
So I want to find a job because I'm in finance, but I can't.
Because there's no finance there, right? Well, there is, but...
Yes, but it's quite different. The finance is a different culture. I'm not grown up there.
Yeah, okay.
I speak English very bad. Not easy to communicate with local people. And my work is a little bit different from the normal accounting. I'm not a CA. So it's not easy for me to find a job. Then suddenly one of my neighbors said, "Hey, Frankie, I know you know a little bit computers. How about you go to a computer school 6 months so that you can get some kind of certification to start your work in a computer engineer or even a help desk people?" And I said, yeah, it would be good if I only working on computer because it's machine. I don't need to talk to a machine using English a lot, except typing. I need to learn how to type. Yes, trust me, my English is very bad.
At the time? At the time, it was
All
that
the
bad?
time, including right now. So I take the course. That is 6 month intensive course. Each week, I need to finish one book and then take an exam. So once I finish that 6 month exercise, I think that is exercise is very challenging to me.
So was it like a Linux administrator course or...
No, you need to finish Linux administration course for 5 days. And on the last day, Friday, you need to take an exam in-house.
Okay.
You need to take Windows system for at that time Windows NT within 1 week, and then I need to go to get certified by MCSE before I get finish the course.
Okay.
So quite intensive. They have 1 week for the firewall, Cisco firewall. I need to finish that and then go to take the CCNA within 1 week.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Yeah,
So
okay.
that is basically 7/24. I finish the class. I don't get the certification as the young guys. Still, I cannot get a job. I'm upset. So I try to write resume, even though those internship program I want to join. And I only get 2 interviews within 1 year. One interview asking me to do the security on healthcare application, and I don't get the job. Can tell you one of the interesting interview. Suddenly, a Ontario government organization, they do finance, maybe because my resume is related with finance, but they are trying to find some people do the help desk role. They have a good name of the job. Is called network specialist. Okay, so I go to interview. I don't know what happened at that interview. There is 4 people inside the room. Each of them asked me 10 questions. And then I answer all of the question. I don't know whether I'm answering the question correct or not. And suddenly another old guy come in, like me at that time. I'm 40 something, near 50.
Yeah.
47, I think.
Yeah. At the time.
And
or now?
I'm 25 right now. Sorry.
You're 25. Ah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm just a baby at that time.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that guy is around 60 to come in.
Okay. Very old school. Okay.
He sit down to listen to my question, to my answer to the question, and finally, at that time, Microsoft is trying pushing out the Windows 2000. Yeah, 2001, right? They tried to pushing out a Windows 2000, and I'm answering a lot of Windows NT questions.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the main guy, who's the guy who decided to recruit me, asking me one question. Hey, that is a scenario. The scenario is we are having an NT environment. We try to migrate to Windows 2000. What you are going to do? And I said, hey, I never studied that kind of thing before. So I tell them, don't do that. He said, why? That is so risky. If you have something wrong, you're in a production environment, you get a total disaster. Your management will challenge you, and if your site have some problem, and you will have a very bad result in the next review. I'm trying using non-technical
common sense. Really.
Common sense in my management role and in finance to answer that question. And the old guy said, hey, you must answer the question.
You said I answered it.
Sorry, I don't want to do anything to make recommendation to you in that kind of non-responsible way. I need to go back to study and find you a good answer. And he said, how long you need to get back the answer? Okay, 2 days. He said, I give you 1 week. 1 week later, you come back. So I go back to do the research and give them a very good answer. So that's why I go into the IT.
Okay, all right.
And after that, I pay more attention on the information security. Cyber security is the jargon that we are using in the latest 5 years.
Yeah.
Before that, we used the term called information security.
Yeah, that's
I
right,
take more courses in Canada, pay money.
Yeah.
I even buy a Cisco router 5000 series on eBay.
Just to play with it?
Just pay with it. And then my knowledge is built up by money. A little bit effort. Little bit.
Oh, I see. No doubt somebody else paid for that router too, right?
As I guess someone's stolen the company's corporate 5000 Cisco router at that time.
Stuck it on eBay.
And then they put it in the eBay. I bought it. Some stupid guy bought it. They shipped that.
They found you.
That router is so noisy, and I need to put it inside my basement.
Oh, right.
Otherwise, I got complaint from my wife.
From your wife.
You know that, right?
Oh, of course. Especially the size of the homes in Hong Kong. You know, we don't have space for that sort of thing.
I think
we
the
don't have basements.
The switch still working in my friend's basement.
Oh gosh.
I don't know whether he turned on or not. I once think that, hey, how about move everything back from Canada to my Hong Kong house? But wow, no way.
Too much drama. But
Yeah.
are you renting out that place though, or is it standing empty?
Is some not inside? You mean the switch?
No, I mean
the
your
house.
apartment, your house. Yeah.
My apartment. I don't have my own thing. I need to move everything back to my office because my house should keep household material such as clothing, shoes.
Wife-approved material, you mean?
I a little bit worried right now. Is it online? Can you cut this part?
There is no editing, Frankie. There is no editing out, unless, of course, it's like like something that you're very serious
Okay,
about.
don't worry.
Like naming or like where you live, etc. Something.
I
like
think
that.
I'm
I'll cut
old
it out.
enough can survive to facing my wife after she watch that podcast. She won't, I think.
She won't watch it. Don't worry. You're safe, man. You're safe.
But I don't know whether my kids will tell her.
Oh, come on, that's okay. Nobody cares.
They are good, I think.
Yeah. By the time they watch this, they'll be old. They'll be old, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I understand the dynamics between husband and wife. It's fine, Dad. Your secret's safe with us."
So you still want to know why I go into the cybersecurity in Hong Kong?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
I mean,
it's only half of the story.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're still rocking on this. We're still going at the story
Okay.
now, and then. Okay, so you worked for a number of years out there in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did you just decide? Let's get over to
Actually,
Hong
I only worked for 1 year. in that organization. 2 years on a 1.5 year in that organization. And then suddenly we decided to move back Hong Kong to take care of our old parents. So and also one of my friend, he said, hey, how about I have a project? I just bought a listing company. I need someone to monitor the CEO for me.
So wait, your friend just bought a listed company.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a well financed friend then.
Yeah, I'm in finance. So I am considering, hey, how about we have some more money to make sure our kids can have money to go to the university, and also we can take care of our old parents at that time. So we moved back in a very exceptional moment in Hong Kong, just like right now. I moved back at the end of 2003. That is just finished the SARS. So I worked for daytime my career as a CFO and also a director of public company, and try to monitor the operation of the company. But at the part time, I still have interest in the IT security. So I take the course. Actually, I'm not taking the course. I just read books at that time. I take the exam for CISSP, one of the certification. At that time, people say, hey, it's difficult to get.
So you're like, good.
No, I failed 2 times. Sad story, 6 hour multiple choice. I don't know why 6 hour. I just finished within 2 hours, and I'm wondering, should I stay there? I still fail. Because it's covering quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
And at that time, it's not a lot of brain dump. You can go to online, find the answer, and go through the answer.
Yeah.
So, but finally I get passed. And suddenly I see one newspaper ad published by University of Science and Technology, UST.
UST in Shanti,
in Clearwater Bay.
Yeah. I used to live near there.
Oh, that is wonderful. Rolls Royce type of university in Hong Kong, because the environment is wonderful.
It's great. It's got a nice view. It gets very, very humid during, I think, like certain months of the year.
Yeah. But the scenery is good, environment is good.
It's nice, yeah.
And I see that, hey, there is a diploma program on digital forensic. What is digital forensic? Wait a minute. It's just like my work before I left Hong Kong. I do some kind of accounting forensic. At that time, there's no term called forensic accounting. Trust me. I'm doing that kind of investigation. And find from the books record how the people doing the fraud.
Yeah.
And also at that time I see online there is a online program offered by one of the organization called do the financial fraud investigation, called ACFE, American Fraud Examiner. I bought the whole kit and study all the material, go back to my finance. And I'm thinking, what happened if things, this kind of fraud happen in the digital world? So I can use my knowledge in information security, as well as, hey, what happened if someone's doing fraud, they hide themselves and impersonating the CFO or CFO to commit the crime, and the money is gone to the hacker's pocket, and they frame that thanks to the CFO and CEO. They are being a poor person, being a bad guy, and being sued into the court. If I can be a hero to help them, isn't it so good?
Oh, I see.
I got a good heart actually at that time.
Oh yeah. Look at that heart. Look at that pink heart beating.
So I take the course. When I go to the course, everyone say that, hey, are you the professor? No, I'm a learner. So
Oh, because yeah, of course, because you're quite old at that point, right?
Yeah, I'm really old. And then I finished the course.
You're 25, right? Are you?
Yeah, I can change my face with some makeup. And I know some law enforcement at that time, they try to set up the law enforcement to do the first digital forensic program in Hong Kong. And that is the last of the program arranged by University Science Technology.
UST, really?
Because the leading professor passed away after my class. I'm the last class of that program. There's no more digital forensic program arranged in the UST at that after that kind of thing. So I still keep on my interest on studying that kind of thing, and I joined some organization, such as what we call the PISA, Professional Information Security Association, all young guys, and I try to join the one of organization after my training in the UST, that is what we call the Information Security and Forensic Society, a small organization, ISFS. And then I try to join some more people can train me up, but I'm failed. Because everyone try to do business in this kind of association. They just want to get the certification so that they can get a better job, better reward. Okay. And I think that is okay for me, but I'm not in that area. I try to do more, try to keep the research. My learning path is not only studying in the books. I need to go to online. Whenever I find something interesting, I try to learn from my buddy. Yeah. Even though in my company, I told my staff today, you guys need to learn something. You guys need to do some research on a particular area. I need to learn from you actually, because I don't have time to study everything.
So you get your staff to sort of like go through a bunch of information and aggregate it into a nice, well-polished, for example, a paper maybe.
Yeah,
which
maybe.
you read and then you.
Yeah, I need to watch a lot of online video, even though every day right now. But at that time, even though the internet was still using the modem somehow.
56K modems. That's the way.
Something like that.
And you would write a bunch of scripts. So like, like in South Africa, we paid per the minute. So you would connect through, you'd get your scripts.
You try to keep on connecting, right?
Yeah, which would scrape all the websites that you want. Yeah, pull it down as fast as you can, then you disconnect before your father lifts up the receiver saying like, Stewart, the bloody internet, the telephone.
Shut it down, peace.
And he'll unplug it for you. Oh, Jesus, that pissed me off. But yeah.
Yeah, that kind of life at that time, even though in 2000 something in Hong Kong. Of course, the knowledge and the internet usage and the technology escalating like that.
Yeah.
But old days in Hong Kong, IT is traditional developer. And later on, we have some people doing the networking. They connect the network equipment. And I usually go to the Golden Plaza just for fun, but I don't find any knowledge I can take out from these salespeople.
Are you talking about Sham Shui Po?
Sham Shui Po.
Frankie, Sham Shui Po, when I first came through Asia, somebody said to me, you need to go to Sham Shui Po. Look for the Golden Arcade shopping center. And I went there. I followed their advice. And I'm very thankful for that, because the Golden Arcade that in Sham Shui Po was one of the deciding points which made me say, fuck yeah. I'm living in Hong Kong. It's amazing.
Yes.
freaking amazing. And back in those days, it was like, you know, now you see a bunch of hardware, but back in those days, it would be like a bunch of like, you know, pirate software, right? And,
Yes.
and I recall.
I have a library
Yeah,
still
I know,
keep
yeah, I know.
inside my drive.
Dude, it was fantastic. I recall once going to the Golden Arcade, and as I walked in, very shortly, everyone started closing the shutter doors, and I'm like, "Well, what's going on?" And
The
apparently
custom go there.
the police were going to raid it at that time because
Custom, not police.
oh, customs. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know. Somebody was raiding something, and everyone was shutting their doors. And I was like, okay, this is so cool. I'm really enjoying this.
Okay.
And when you buy stuff, they say, okay, go to this point. Then you go to that point, and then when you then it's like you're doing pass the parcel. It's like a random pathway. And eventually you get to the final destination.
Yes.
And then they hand over this like black plastic bag with your CD in there, your pirate copy. Oh, I love those days. It was
And
great.
just the number with the tag,
That's
right?
right, yeah,
Number
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, just like in any kind of paper, they take it out.
I loved it, man. I loved it. Those are the days
that
before
kind
you
of thing.
downloaded CDs, right? You
That's
download-
not so scary, actually. I can open a shop at that time because I got a lot of private software at that time.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you got it through the Shamshui Pol
Yes.
Golden
yes.
Arcade, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I mean, you could get everything.
Yeah.
Everything. That was the Pirate Bay.
Yeah, yeah.
In real life Pirate Bay.
So I really interested about the story how they cracked the program.
Okay. So
So
reverse
I learned
engineering.
reverse engineering because I try to crack the program. But every time when I do that, I never crack a software like that. Even though I spend time on that, it's difficult. I wanted to pay $10 or whatever to quick pay of the game instead of doing cracking the program. No one teach me. No one.
Yeah.
And of course, the Golden Arcade, they are not the one to crack it. Someone crack it and then put it on the market, and they are only the distributor. That is whole chain of operation cracking business.
Okay,
If-
so there's a lot more behind the scenes.
Yeah, some
that
people
go-
do the cracking, some people they do the distribution, some people
dude.
open the shop.
Can you explain that whole story of how the Golden Arcade? stuff-
Simple
this
is what we call this. I create the term right now. It's called CAAS. Crack as a surface.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So where were the crackers based? Were they in Hong Kong?
They are not in Hong Kong.
No, okay. Russia.
Hong Kong, yeah, I think Russian people, they are so smart. They do a lot of cracking, and some, I think some people from US.
Okay, so the guys out here in Hong Kong, they were the ones that would go on to altavista.com and you'd search for your crack, you'd get your crack, and then they would download the crack software, put it onto disk, and then
Yes, Hong
set up
Kong
the
is
stuff, okay.
only making money.
yeah, okay.
One portion of them, and then they go to some kind of secret forum, and so that they download, pay some money download, and
sure,
then
okay.
sell it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Hong Kong is smart, but that do not train a elite hacker or cracker in Hong Kong, because we are lazy.
Okay, well, you know, straight
I'm
up.
lazy. I pay money. I don't crack the program, even though I try. No one teach me. So I joined this organization, try to learn some people from Buddy. Frank speaking, I don't want to show off, even though I may have some kind of feeling that I can show off. I know something that you don't know.
Yeah.
But I really want to learn some people. But I can't. I see a lot of academia professional there.
Yeah.
I can see some law enforcement paying more attention on the procedure-wise to do the forensic.
Yeah.
They try to keep the chain of custody.
Yeah.
They said that is some kind of magic because that is the only way to be able to sue a guy in the court, to explain the concept to the lawyer as well as the judge,
Yeah.
so that they can make a case.
Uh-huh.
Well, that is not my objective. I want to learn something. I don't want to learn the procedure. I can create a procedure. I can write a paper on the procedure. So I'm failed. So I start learning from the internet, and then I try to share out my knowledge, or I'm not only want to share my knowledge. I want to make that kind of sparkle to stimulate people. If they have my same interests,
Yeah.
they can do research with me, or I can learn something from them.
Oh.
That is the only way to push up the cybersecurity on technical way in Hong Kong. But I'm failed. Even though I try to do a lot of presentation, people just want to come to listen and then go away. No one would like to share, or maybe they don't have time because we need to earn a living. They are not like me. I have a career job in finance. Some big guy, they have money to buy a listing company in Hong Kong, ask me to come back to look after that company and spy on the CFO. Ask me, you know what? One interesting thing.
Good. We need more whiskey, but we're out of whiskey. Damn it.
Yes,
Sebastian, do you have any more alcohol?
We need to another bottle.
There's another beer. Do you want to share a beer?
No, let me finish this, and then I tell you more confidential information. So, am I speaking too much of my story?
You keep going. You keep
It's
going.
good. It's good, right?
It's great. It's great.
I never
going.
told my whole story why I go into cybersecurity to anyone. I just simplify it a lot.
Really?
This is the only chance.
Is that right? Well, this is the perfect chance. Then it's going to be documented for
forever.
For future
one
posterity.
day if I pass away, my kids can watch that video. I think that will be a good autobiography for me myself in that way.
But you know, it's interesting you say that. Like a number of people have already come up and said, you know, like this is a way of sort of documenting it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but so far in the previous,
I can guess.
people have like, you know, like. Yeah, I see this as a good way to sort of like,
especially
you know,
those guy around 50. One guy, I know you know.
Oh, the guy who likes cigars, right?
Maybe. Yeah, I
maybe.
think when the first time I see he have cigar, I think, are you a CFO? Can you give me some money? Can I marry you? If you die, I can get your remaining money, not your remains.
Yeah, no.
He is a lovely guy. Yeah.
Lester's fantastic.
I didn't name his name. I don't want to name his name.
We don't, oh yeah. Oh, I'll
Too
edit
bad.
that out. I'll edit that out. No.
Yeah, forget it. You
he's a
do
great
some
guy.
cutting on
He's
that.
a great. Okay, so you can take the rest of this
Sure, I will.
Asahi beer. We've done a three-way split.
Okay.
There you go.
So
Stewart
cheers. Really want me to get drunk.
Well, you know, you're getting cracking on your story. So cheers.
And also this one.
I want you don't cheers an
order.
empty bottle. Jesus.
Yeah, we finished.
We finished it already.
1/3 already.
Yeah,
only 1/3.
Only 1/3. Well, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Oh, yeah, there's Sebastian over here. Okay, where were we?
Can't remember.
A friend invited you to be the director of a company.
And then I want to share.
You were sharing people, but they weren't reciprocating.
Try to do more research.
Yeah.
So I think in 2000, one incident happened in 2010.
Okay.
So at 2010, someone invited me to go to the Hong Kong U Space, a community college, not the Hong Kong U,
right?
To do some kind of training.
Hong Kong U is the Hong Kong University. Right?
Yeah, Hong Kong U Space is the community college.
Right. Okay.
They that organization called ISFS, Information Security Forensic Society. They have a agreement with the Hong Kong U Space to deliver a postgrad diploma on the digital forensic. Try to replacing the Hong Kong UST.
That's right. Yeah.
So they asked me, hey, you are one of the members. How about you participate to do some training formally?
Yeah.
And I said, am I qualified? Oh, you're qualified. I'm not in. I'm not a professor. You're qualified. I don't use English as mother tongue. You can speak Cantonese, even though they won't allow you formally. But if you are Cantonese people, the student will be more happier. I don't teach anything before. Oh, I think you are okay. So I go there to do the teaching of digital forensic. And I create the first scenario by using virtual machine to deliver the training, how to perform. I build a case, a forensic case, by copying my previous finance investigation.
Is that right?
I simulate it. You know how I do it? I try to create a virtual machine by Windows XP. And before I create that kind of electronic activity, I using Excel to create a storyboard for myself. How I create some fictitious people, some CEO, some CFO. At that time, we are not calling people on finance, on the guy called CFO. We call the financial controller. I've got financial controller, I have the accounting manager, and I set up a virtual email system and simulating. I create a domain simulating, send an email from the account manager asking the CFO, hey, someone asking me to do the fake invoice. What should I do? And then the CEO send an email message through my virtual environment. I do that kind of things. Okay. I create a complete story on a Windows XP virtual machine. And the email box inside and finance calculation. I create a macro to calculate the commission, how to fabricating the margin and everything. And at that time I think it's not interesting. How about create two more abnormal things? First, I create one thing is I change the timestamp of the virtual machine.
Why?
Because when we talk about forensic, the timeline is the most important.
Right.
And we trust everything from the machine that we acquired from the victim.
Okay, so you
if
just
someone
created an anomaly.
change,
Okay.
if someone changed the timestamp, at that time XP do not have a function to record, to log the time stamp change. If I change the timestamp, all the evidence cannot align with the actual timeline, so the evidence will be collapsed. I simply change the time. And the second is, how about create a malware with a function that can perform remote access function without the knowledge of the user. That means maybe the CFO virtual machine, he or she is actually doing the fraud, but he or she can claim that is not me, that is malware. So I create that kind of thing and do the teaching and ask the student to do the live forensic, and I change everything by imagination, that kind of scenario. I think that is one of the first CTF game like that on forensic side.
So CTF means capture the flag.
Yeah.
Type of games, right? Yeah.
So I ask them question, ask them to answer how you find that kind of evidence. Are the evidence consistent? Do you find any abnormal thing? Because I think at that time, even at that time, I think 2010, when I attended the training course in UST, I know quite a lot of law enforcement. Right. They have the mindset that this is criminal. I find anything the court need to accept. So we don't need that kind of procedure, provided I follow the chain of custody. But what if someone is really, really in a situation they are not really guilty because malware, because
Yeah.
unknown situation.
So you want to throw these like little spanners in the machine to sort of like, you know, well, this is an exception.
You cannot fabricate the evidence, even though no one
Yeah.
be able to find out. If I can do something like that, I am a real a criminal. But if I do something, I can fabricate something that I can bypass your forensic arrangement. At that time, we don't have the term what we call the anti-forensic. So the tool at that time, we only have one tool, quite famous, it's called NCase. There is only one NCase in the whole world, accepted by court, can do the simple hard disk of search of the information. I think the major thing is how how to use the tool and what thing you want to find. Sometimes you may find some one thing. If, for my example, if my timestamp change, if you don't check the timestamp, your case will be collapsed. Oh. So I want to do something interesting, but even though I finished the case, I don't think that is interesting because no one can find my error.
Oh, really? Okay, so so
everyone,
all of your
every student complain something wrong. They don't even find the time. They don't even find something is inconsistent. The report say, "Hey, that is the criminal because I found this and that." So after that, I'm still thinking. How about I do more on the malware? Because malware is so magical. I learned something from reverse engineering during the time when I do the cracking. Even though I'm not successful, no one to teach me. So I go online on I think 2012 or 2012, 2012. I go online and find one organization called SENS Institute.
SENS, okay.
You heard about that?
Yeah.
Do you know the full name of SENS Institute?
No, I don't.
A lot of people don't know. If I am correct, should be security, audit, network, whatever, can't remember. Actually, they are doing the audit, but they have different kinds of training. At that time, I find their price is amazing high about training malware analysis. If I want to do the training with SENS, I need to pay $5,000 US at that time. Right now it's 7,500 for the training of malware analysis. They put it in the forensic 610. They start from forensic 2 something and then 6. Hey, if I need to pay that money, I should pay the highest one. Highest, the most difficult level, I go to the 6. I pay online, 5-day training. I bought a kit, some training, so I learned malware analysis. I really learned something from that training program, even though it's online. It's real time online. I don't have that kind of what we call, right now we call it on demand. Yeah. I need to wake up in the middle of the night.
They also provide a lab. Don't they also provide a lab?
They provide online lab. They provide virtual machine, just like my case. But the training delivered is real time. I need to wake up around, I need to make myself awake. They start the course by 9 o'clock New York time. And I go to sleep by 5.
Yeah, 5 Hong Kong time, right?
So you know who is complaining me at that week?
Oh, of course, your wife.
No, my kids.
Oh, of course, because your wife is like, well, as long as it brings in the money, then you're all right.
So I pay 5,000 US dollar to learn the thing. So after that, I still keep on my idea to bring in that kind of training. We do it in Hong Kong in different organizations. Still, I don't find anyone have my common interest.
Don't you have our mutual friend?
Yeah.
The Cuban cigar smoking mutual friend of ours?
I know him just 1 year ago, 2 years ago.
Oh, is that so? Okay. He mentioned that you've actually got an interest in creating a similar sort of course.
That is another thing. That is another thing.
Okay. Well, let me not derail you. Let's complete this story and we can go on to the other stuff.
Yeah. So after that, after I having that kind of thing, I finally find some people saying that they are happy to do some research. In year of 2013 or early of 2014, I start a small research group to analyze some malware. Some people provide me a sample, so I do the research, and with somebody, every time meeting, everyone is participate for 1 hour, but they are not working on the project. One guy even just doing his work in a cafe, Starbucks, whatever. So I'm still working on that, and I wrote a small paper, a white paper, not academic paper.
Right.
I document everything of my finding. So, and then I asked them to do more things because I find some very, very interesting phenomenon of that malware. That malware is not published. People had known that malware before, and I analyze it and find some interesting, a lot of Chinese character inside.
How is that so?
And also,
this indicates to me that
in year of 2013.
Okay.
And then because provide that sample to me is one of the political figure. He said, I think this malware, because malware have been identified as malware, but I don't know what is it. So I do the analysis, and we find that the malware do have some kind of very interesting behavior. At that moment, we don't aware. For example, if we try to capture the screenshot of the machine, every 5 minutes or whatever, because I find the timestamp, they capture, they call it API, and then they also generate, when the malware execute it, dig out all the whole file system information, the file name, and the timestamp.
Okay, so they would do a digest of a snapshot of the file system's metadata, and then ship that out.
Yes, correctly. The term is the MFT table. They scan the MFT table and decode it and keep it as a text file, and then they upload these, or the malware automatically upload these table to a particular location. We call the C2 server. And I think, and all this is encrypted, and you cannot run a sniffer to see the clear picture. It's passing through the port number 8080. That is quite often a lot of POP-C web server using that port number.
Specifically in development
and
environments.
I think why this malware perform that kind of function? So I report police. That's a little bit of a stretch, don't you think? Yeah, at that time I report police.
No, that's a bit of a stretch to go straight from that to reporting to the police.
How come that IP is in Hong Kong? Jurisdiction in Hong Kong, malware is in Hong Kong. The so-called victim at that time is political figure. At that time is important person at Hong Kong at that time. Not right now, of course. Okay, so I report that to the police, and the police shut down the machine. That is another story. I don't want to tell the story right here.
That's fine. I say that with a.
No one is taking action. No one is taking action at that time, but obviously, the domain name, try to resolve the Hong Kong IP address, move to US. It's okay. I finished my job. After some time later, I analyzed another malware, different functionality, similar functionality, different source. Try to resolve into the same Hong Kong IP again. And then when I double check the original sample, the attacker moving the domain from US back to the same IP address. And I see, hey, when I do the investigation, this is amazing correlation. At that time, no one using the term correlation. How come that ISP in Hong Kong, someone find that their IP is a C2 server, and the C2 server shut down, and the attacker so wise to move the IP to the US, and if later on I find another sample, they putting the same IP address. When I double check the domain name resolve from US, move back to the same IP address. What happened with the ISP? And the ISP is not famous one. Usually a small one.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll continue. Sebastian needs to. Yeah, patience, bro.
Okay,
patience.
you can
All
do
good,
it.
all good. Give it a moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the security gate which closes, so that we're able to reduce the decibels of the rain. As you can hear, it's a lot louder. Sebastian, cheers, bro.
Okay, see you.
Right.
We won't burn your office. Don't worry.
No, we won't burn it down, Sebastian. Don't worry.
But make sure your computer is not turned on. Maybe I can implant some ransomware there.
Here is a USB stick for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's doing his marketing.
Thank you. Love you. Thank you.
There's no malware.
I'm not worried.
Yeah.
My machine is full of malware.
A virtual machine, at least.
I used to write malware.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to write malware. This guy over here. He used to write botnets and all sorts of.
Basically,
crazy
when I see his hair, I think he is one of these guys.
Yeah, troublemaker. Of European French descent. The
Non-simple guy.
non-simple guy.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers,
See
Sebastian.
ya. Bye bye.
Right, man. Rock on, bro.
Oh, it's
Close
raining.
that door. Close that door. And now we're gonna. All right.
I hope you are not killing him.
No, okay. The noise should decrease. Let me close that door too.
Okay.
In any effort to reduce the decibels. Okay. Where were we?
So I find two malware.
Yeah, you
Finding
found
the same IP address. That is
Yeah.
a local ISP.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I gave up to inform the law enforcement.
The reason behind that decision?
I think that is not a single case. That is a lot of cases in Hong Kong. But in Hong Kong, we do have that kind of culture. You know, Hong Kong is a location that Western go to China, and a lot of Chinese people come into Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a traditional spy location
It
from
is.
my ideology, right?
This is this is what I know of
It's
Hong Kong
normal, right?
too. Yeah.
I don't know whether you are a spy or not, but I think you are not.
Spy versus
And
spy.
you don't know I'm spy or not. So I give up to perform the normal way.
Yeah.
So I want to kick
What do you mean the normal way?
to inform the
going to
law enforcement, because law enforcement will not share with their intelligence how they find out the information.
Oh, it's one way. Very much
If
one way.
I can get hold of that C2 server, I can, if let me do the forensic, I can be one of the guy or fire eye guy to have bundle of information how the attacker attack Hong Kong. But I don't have that chance.
Okay, so it was an asymmetric information knowledge, and you were like, well, if you guys aren't going to play ball with me,
Yeah.
there is no place, there's no point in playing ball with you.
Because that is not my major purpose. I just want to do the research. I don't want to find out who is the actor.
Right.
It's nothing with, even though I have interest, very interesting to find out why, but it's not my major purpose.
Okay.
Even though at that time.
Okay.
So after that, I tried to ask my team to do more research, to help me to do the research. They just participate in the meeting, but they don't have a lot of contribution. So I offer a paper, and then I find some people help. But one of my teammates at that time, he is my teammate, he complained me, Frankie, why you lead out those important our research to some other people? And I said, wait a minute, you guys didn't help me. I want someone to get me some insight. You are not correct, because you lead out our intelligence of our research to someone have different agenda. I'm angry about that. He's a young guy. He wants to show off. So I said, hey, how about like that? Everyone, come over. I'll give you 1 month time. You do take over the project. I quit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Once I asked someone to help me to do the work with me, because you guys not really contributing. I do much of the work. I offer the paper, and how about you? Something like that. You continue the project. I quit 1 month. If no one, I will totally apart from this research, because a lot of things for me to play with. I'm not only talking about this interesting thing at that time. And actually everyone know that there's APT using tools. I find
ABD, you said.
the advanced precision threat.
Okay.
That is usually the latest incident. People, everyone know APT right now.
Right.
But at that time, it's not so hard. So I find that sample, and then the guys didn't take up the project. No one take up the project.
So you gave them 1 month, and none of them took it up.
No. So I take it back. I claim right now, you cannot argue with me if I holding the project and ask anyone to help me. It's my research right now.
Yeah.
So after that, I think I almost finished some interesting story. So how about I make a publish? Where's the best place to do the publish of APT? How about go to Black Hat US?
All right, yeah.
So this is the reason why I make a submission to US Black Hat with that research. And I don't know why they select me. So I get a presentation opportunity at US Black Hat. After that, I found a lot of people. They are so willing to share. A lot of researchers to help me.
And you were like, this is my community. This is my people. I found them.
So I come back Hong Kong. This is one of the reasons why I find Sebastian, because I don't know these the radio decrypting thing.
Oh yeah, you guys met as part of the ham radio, didn't? Ah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
And also another guy you interviewed, can't remember. Garage? Do the blockchain garage?
Yeah.
Do the blockchain thing.
He bought
I bought him.
HackRF Blue from him, didn't
I
you?
bought one. I want to know this guy, so that I bought one thing from him.
Yeah.
Because I don't find people with my same kind of thinking.
Yeah.
I want to find somebody.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
That is why I tell you my story, not because of how I want to tell you why I go to information security and cybersecurity and do the research. That is the pathway how I find my interest with somebody, even though I don't know they well, but I know that they are having the same kind of hard.
Yeah.
Not hard.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So
Actu-
that kind of feeling, you need someone, even though we are not in the same domain,
Right.
but we can share our pain and joy.
And knowledge.
Somehow, sometimes knowledge.
Yeah.
His knowledge, I know nothing about physics. I hate that kind of formula. I hate that kind of radio thing. But I try to contact with them. So this is the reason why I go into the cybersecurity. And after that, later on, the Hong Kong U professor asked me, "Hey, Frankie, will you be happy? We want to have some more practical thing to train the master degree student. Will you consider to help us to deliver some hands-on training?" And I said, "Hey, I'm not a professor. Don't expect me to do like academic research. I do this kind of research, difficult to be a academic paper." They accept me, so I teach in the Hong Kong University, one of the postgrad diploma on the malware analysis.
That's pretty non-trivial.
So student,
Oh.
every time when student come to in my class, because all the student when they register a course, they can sit in the course for 2 lecture. If they don't like, they can quit. So in the first and second lecture, I ask my student, quit my course.
Yeah, get out now.
Otherwise, you won't be guaranteed to get a good mark as normal class. You need to do a lot of things that you are not doing before. It's totally, completely hand-on course. You need to type things. You need to answer my question. You need to give me response. I will not give you additional mark if you don't answer my question. It's still, the Hong Kong student, when I go to other location to take lecture, I am so passive. I don't want to ask a single question. Two reasons: my English is bad. Another is I see it seems that I asking some simple question. But when I learn something that people are not like that, if you need to learn, you need to ask a lot of questions. So I teach the Hong Kong U Master Program almost for 5 years. I'm getting sick actually. I'm tired.
What do you mean sick? Do you mean sick of it or
sick of the
physics?
teaching.
Okay.
Because every year I need to repeat my story, even though I'm one of the difficult class for me to teach. Every year I need to almost revise the material, even though the foundation is different. Simple, for example, Windows internal. I try to teach one class, 2 lecture on Windows internal. Have you ever read the book called Windows Internal?
No.
That's like 2 books.
No.
They start from 4 and then 5 and right now 7.
Oh, really?
When I talk about the Windows internal, everything is not properly documented in Microsoft documentation.
Oh,
They
yeah.
won't acknowledge it.
Doesn't surprise me.
I need to study a lot of hackers, different books, and take out the material, try to teach the student in 2 lectures. And each year, Windows
It gets
sucks.
more complex.
They add additional thing.
It
From
gets
XP right now to Windows 10, a lot of virtualization, security. I'm still thinking, should I include that kind of thing? Because simply one thing, Windows 10's virtualization, security, I can teach a whole module of 10 class. But I need to finish it in 2.
Yeah.
2 lecture. So, but still okay. Some still I am being employed. I think the student like that kind of course. I think that is the only practical class in Hong Kong in university, so the student can make use the practical knowledge in their life. But not a lot of malware analysts in Hong Kong. So After that, I talked to Hong Kong Youth Space again. Go back to the Leicester story. How about we set up some training in the community college, postgrad diploma? I cannot teach in undergrad because students are not really qualified.
Yeah.
If they don't have that kind of
lumps of clay at that point.
Yes, they don't have. Maybe they like hacking, so powerful to show off. I can hack into teachers' computer, but that is not my major purpose. They need to have some basic knowledge so that they can understand everything. Yeah. They need to have the skill set to read a lot of material that I find for them. They need to adapt the new information technology, moving a lot of things moving every day. They have 7/24 hours. They don't have family. Because in the past, my teammate is working. They are experienced in information security area. Some of them working from banks. Some of them working for government. Some of them are even providing surveys on security defense for organization, but they have family. They don't have time to do the research. So I have that kind of idea. And also another reason I want to set up that kind of in cybersecurity college training program is because SENS program is too pricey.
Okay, so you think you can compete against this?
I'm not trying to compete it. Well, I'm trying to lower my standard. Maybe only 60% of their knowledge, but I deliver maybe 1/10 of their pricing.
Right.
And actually, SENS Institute do not come to Hong Kong almost for 10 years. They come back last year to deliver some introductory course, pricing $7,000. Hong Kong do not have that kind of money to pay 7,000.
Yeah.
Except banks sponsor some of their manager.
Yeah.
The manager just go to daydreaming, mainly, because junior staff will not have that kind of opportunity to get $7,000 training.
So if you reduce the bar a bit, you can actually get the junior staff in there. And
yes.
Those are the ones who are more likely to learn.
Yes. Also, another thing angry me. That is the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, Hong Kong MA.
HKMA?
Yes.
Why? Okay, so yeah, why?
They are monetary authority.
Yes.
However, in year of 2016, they suddenly push out one program called CRAF. Basically,
CRAF?
CRAF. Basically, they compile, CRAF compiles of 3 elements. 2 is traditional IT audit. They call inheritance assessment. Assessment, just check yes or no. Second is maturity assessment. They suffer that kind of thing. If that is high risk, low risk, high risk, and then finish.
That's it.
That is not cybersecurity. Okay, I can't reject this as some kind of standard. Yeah. CRAF, the last part, is the most important thing. They call their red team penetration testing. They coin it as a term called intelligent-led penetration testing. They copy everything from the Bank of England. Bank of England push out the program by the lead of GCHQ. You are coming from UK. You know the GCHQ. Who are they?
The Secret Service.
They do the intelligence and ask the bank to follow the real-time intelligence, how the attacker perform their attack skill set. They carry out the pen testing in a more practical and more in-depth way or tactical way. In my knowledge, that is what we call the red teaming penetration testing. Instead of traditional penetration testing, just, hey, I just scan through within some kind of time scope or restriction, and I do the scanning so that I can finish my exercise. CBEST is good because they follow some kind of standard. CBEST is best, one of the best option to performing that kind of exercise. They push a lot. Another thing is not good is they accept one certification called CRESP.
Called what?
CRESP. EST. CRESP. CRESP is a good on penetration testing certification. I know that is good. It's more practical advanced. But talking about cybersecurity, pen testing is not only thing. But Hong Kong, we just copy the CBEST partially and pushing out the red team pen testing. And after that, everyone from the action of Hong Kong MA, the young people, the university people, when they talk about the cybersecurity, they just think of one thing. Can I go into the Big Four?
Oh, God.
Can I get the job to be a pen tester? Can I go to the job to be certified as a CRESP red team pen tester?
Yeah, it's not the hacker ethic, man. It's not the
That
hacker
is
ethic.
good. I'm not saying that doesn't help the banks, but cybersecurity red team is only one part. What about the others?
Sure.
So no one wants to spend a lot of effort on the other thing for defense, for analysis,
Team Blue, right?
blue team,
You use
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in blue team. Actually, I'm a forensic expert. I'm malware analysis. An analyst. I do the intelligence collection, even though I don't step into the area what we call the attribution. So the CBEST is good. Why I said it's good? Because it derives from the intelligence.
Yeah.
Who do the intelligence in UK? GCHQ.
GHQ.
Through Bank of England.
Hmm.
So the pen tester need to follow the intelligent people, how the cyber landscape to create the test scenario. But Hong Kong NA just take away this, throw away. They just need the CRESP certification so that the pen tester can do more advanced pen testing.
It's a different sort of breed between Team Blue and Team Red.
Exactly.
It's like different sorts of species completely. Really, it is. Like, you read my paper. My paper is completely... That's just Team Blue.
Yeah.
That is pure Team Blue.
I'm not saying Team Blue is more important than Team Red. I need to have the red team skill set. I also certify in one of the SENS events pen testing skill to find the exploit, but I don't spend a lot of time on that. But I am not saying ICAS right now pushing quite important in Hong Kong. It's the only thing about the cybersecurity.
Right.
So I create a training program. I just put red team as part of the program.
Yeah. Just so that it can be accepted along. But mind you, actually including red team into that is fair and balanced. Would you not say? Would you? No, you disagree. You just do it.
No.
You just do it to satisfy HKMA and these sorts of people. Don't you think?
I don't do a lot of pen testing.
Look, I suppose if it's from a forensic point of view, then there's no space. There's no real space for a Team Red. But
I know.
You, if you're
I
Team
need to.
Blue, you really do need to know. Team
Yes,
Red
I
stuff.
need to know the mindset of red team. I know what kind of tool they're using.
Yeah.
But I will take another perspective. My research from now on, actually from after Hong Kong may push out that ICAS, my now on is I need to know the red team using what kind of tool, but I do another way. I need to know what kind of traces they will let in my computer system or computer network that I can trace them and I can monitor them. I can either selection of my proactive response to block them or try to learn their skill set to monitor them, to control them, contain them faster.
Honeypot them.
The concept of offensive honeypot. That is another kind of thing I'm thinking. So I'm not saying that that is totally wrong. I said right now, somehow politically correct, because I'm in business right now. I also surfacing the banks. Hong Kong MMA is really good. They push out their knowledge about the red teaming, and I'm not offense to any red teamer because a lot of friends of me are red teamer. Their skill are very good. I have very good connection with the Big Four.
Okay, quit sucking up. Okay, enough of the sucking up now.
But we need to find another area. The young people, if they want to learn something, they need to learn everything. As their foundation. Don't only drill down as an ethical hacker. Don't drill down on you can compromise a system. It doesn't help you a lot because I can see you. Someone, if I can do, a lot of people can see you. Even though you are in good motive, it doesn't mean that you are okay. You need to learn some more in order to perform something. You need to work hard not only on the red teamer skill set. You need to learn something. That is the best way to help the banks. Banks need a lot of people, not only to attack the system. They need to work for the bank to protect the bank system, right? You need that kind of skill set to be Big Four to do the ICAS job, but
Frankie,
you don't need that kind of skill set to attack the bank every day. You need to learn how to protect under limited resources. So that is your holy grail for your career. I want to bring that kind of thing because go back to the early days when I create the first scenario. I'm not from the red team side. I'm not trying to attack the system. I try to detect things, even though I do have the red team mindset to change the timestamp to fabricate the error to the forensic. But I just want to take the skill set of the student. One day, if you want to do that, I analyze malware. I know how to write a malware. But I won't do that. I won't teach malware how to write the malware.
Don't you think that's missing skill? I mean, that's, well, I suppose there's a time constraint, but don't you think that's also an important skill?
If a malware reverse engineer, you know how to reversing a malware, you know how to find a lot of open source or some leak out source, you can learn how to write a malware. But what is the main purpose you learn to write a malware? Unless you want to spy your girlfriend. Right? I think my wife don't know how to write a malware up to this moment. I never teach her. But I think I'm not talking about my training to be a good man. I don't want to, even though we talk about the skill set on cybersecurity, that is a big topic.
It really is.
Right? Why we make the newcomer? I think all the young people, my staff, even though this summer I have actually I have 3 Hong Kong U students as my intern, undergrad. They are undergrad. They are not finished the undergrad. I try to let them know everything. I ask them, you don't spend time to be qualified of CREST certified pen tester. Right now, Hong Kong cannot certify in CREST. They go to OSCP, OSCE, whatever. I think the exam is good. A lot of practical example, you can learn something. But don't forget, pen testing is not only, or red teaming is not only cybersecurity.
There's so many different aspects to it.
So
where do you want to actually go with this course? Are you actually thinking of creating a new sort of course, like a, a similar sort of CREST sort of thing, but specifically aimed at the Hong Kong banking environment, the HKMA, so all of these entities, and Hong Kong's technology adoption cycle is what, 5-10 years behind international standards. So that puts you in a very good advantage in the sense that you're able to draw from the best of knowledge from overseas to formulate and create a new sort of course, which is tried and proven practice again in you know, battle hardened.
Yeah, I know your question. I don't everything that I talked before. That is the one of the initiative element to make me to set up the course.
Okay.
The program. I want to build something, a full range of cybersecurity. I mean full range, comparatively, I think it's full range. Maybe someone say this not full range, but I just want to spread out more. I have different kind of topics. 2 class is, I have 10 module. 2 class is the red team style pen testing. I have some introduction to cyber security on technical point of view. I have reverse engineering. Right. I have the threat intelligence. I have forensic on advanced forensic. Don't want to compete with some other classes. I have some thing what we call the creative security operating center, making use of different kind of tool, open source tool to carry out the work of managing and administrating a security operating center. I have some other things. I just want to package different kind of knowledge in cybersecurity to make a balanced training program. Second, my eye is not on banking. Of course, they will have more money. The banking people, they can go to Sense. Don't need to come to my course. My eyes is on undergrad.
Undergrad?
Undergrad.
Universities, you mean?
Yeah. Once they finish, they can join the practical know-how training. I do a lot. I plan to do a lot of labs, exercise.
Right.
So that they can feel they can fit in the real life. Don't learn the skill set on a product specific.
That's right. Learn the mindset.
Maybe I can use some product as some demo, but they need to know the skill set. They need to know how to derive their knowledge, learn the knowledge, and obtain some further information from internet, or from group work, from scenario. Each year, the lecturer need to deliver different scenario because the cybersecurity landscape changing
constantly.
So they can, once they finish my class, they can actually work for a bank, work for a big organization, global organization on hands-on. Because in the past, in Hong Kong, when we're talking about the cybersecurity, the senior role is called what we call the CISO, Cyber Information Security Officer. But CISO is not so important in an organization because security always creates problems.
It consumes money. It doesn't make money. Damn
yes. So CISO major responsibility is doing in Hong Kong is doing compliance. No one know how to do the compliance, so the compliance is compliance routine, policy, IT audit, traditional thing. Hong Kong they did a very good job, introduced the red teaming, one of the elements. The best thing is they should implement more. Don't say one certification is the only thing.
Sorry, did you say compilers?
Compliance of the regulation, the regulator's requirement. Compliance requirement.
Oh, compliance. Oh,
compliance.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, Mike.
No,
I
no,
told you.
No. That's okay. That's okay.
And I always having different kind of drinks. Thank you. You need to ask me because sometimes my term is not using correct. So what I'm thinking is incorrect. In Hong Kong, most of organization, IT security people, if they do have that kind of role, is coming from infrastructure people. They build the infrastructure, they implement some firewall. Yep. We have firewall. Yep. We have enterprise program. That means we have security.
Yeah. We're done. Checkpoint, Done.
Yeah, that is correct.
Fail.
Partially. And in Hong Kong, a lot of vendor, but they are not producing a solution. They just distributor of foreign vendor.
That's right.
They just sell stuff.
That's right.
And people just buy stuff and assuming it running automatically. So who is managing that? Who is monitoring that? Who is applying and selecting unlimited resources to deploy the most appropriate security solution or hardware for an organization? That is human. AI is not that so AI
Not
at
that
this
advanced
moment.
yet, yeah.
So if my training can train up the next generation, it will be good. I can do some good thing for Hong Kong in that community.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I want to set up the program.
In our pool downstairs, you know, in Hong Kong, they've got a number of these buildings together, and then you basically share the facilities and the swimming pools and, you know, bowling alleys and all that sort of stuff. And I met a couple, and the lady worked for one of these particular companies, and that's the sense I got of security in Hong Kong. It's a series of retailers. Basically, it's the you know, the golden arcades of security.
I think Golden Arcade is better than
definitely. I know.
normal distributor in Hong Kong.
But in this case, it's just distributors. It's like
they are reseller, distributor.
They're resellers.
They know how to deploy a particular a solution because they got the instruction completely from the vendor. But after that, no one dared to have a look on that.
Yeah.
Even though in one of the occasions when I attend one of the banking's professionals seminar, in one of the lunch dinner, one of the SIM solution people sponsor that lunch, and they give a talk, tell people that my solution is so perfect, blah blah blah. One of the organizations management raised hand, hey, I pay millions of Hong Kong dollar to the people who manage the stock. I don't know what they are doing, but I have to pay. And I think that is a gap between the management to the people who are using this technology. Suppose CISO or CTO is the right guy, but somehow they are not really functioning in that role. That come out, I think a lot of organization top management don't know cybersecurity. They don't know what and how their money goes, and at the end, they are suffer. I quote you an example: Cathay Pacific.
Oh, do go into that.
Right?
No. Expand on it.
I don't.
Expand on this example.
They spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
They have a strong team. Why they have that kind of big problem? They spend a lot of money to pay the lawyer to so that they don't have penalty because of data leakage. They do a lot of PR thing. But actually, why that kind of thing happen? I can tell you from
can you go into what kind of thing? Because maybe our audience doesn't know what you're referring to.
That is some kind of they have the data leakage in 2018. Actually, go back to the early day of 2014.
Yeah.
One security vendor come to do the incident response and find out malware, something like that, and they forget. And later on, up to the event, they published the news on October 2018, and then they spent 8 months to get a published report of investigation.
8 months, eh?
Yes.
What are they doing? Are they picking their noses? What the hell are they doing?
They find they are using some legal terms. I hope I won't be sued because I give my comment on that. They said after their investigation, they said they don't find evidence that some validator decrypted data to be unauthorized access. Do you know this English?
Unauthorized access.
Yeah. They don't find any decrypted data. That means all the data is being encrypted. But why they have spent 8 months of investigation?
Just for that. That's the sum total? That's
That
the
is
total?
almost 9 point something million people, the personal identified information leak out. They spent 8 months to find this information. Tell me why. I can tell you one thing.
I would like
They
to.
published the report, their announcement in either in August of 2018 or October 2018, because the GDPR implement on May 25th of 2018. Finally, they don't have any major fine, but British Airways do have a big fine. British Airways spent 2 weeks to find out the reason. Cathay Pacific do not find out the reason. So they have no problem. I heard from news that they are having some kind of penalty of 500,000 pounds. I heard that is news. So the timing is so interesting. You see, when I told you their report later on by carry out by investigation by the Hong Kong Privacy Commissioner,
Well,
they find out the leakage, the first, not leakage, I can't use the term like that. They find out the first malware in year of 2014. Under the GDPR, they supposed need to report any data leakage within 48 hours. The GDPR being implemented in May 25th or 24th in 2018. They published their
report.
announcement, not report.
Oh.
They announced that we may have data leakage in October or August of 2018.
Okay.
Actually, so if they after that they have no problem for the GDPR.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking, I call this case is not talking about the Cathay Pacific. I think they do have very good smart move, so they don't need to facing that kind of penalty. Especially in Hong Kong, we don't have formal regulation of data privacy.
Yeah.
But in US, they do. They are they need to entertain. I like the airline much. Actually, I'm Hong Kong citizen. I like the airline. They suffer a lot. When we go back to talk, this thing is meaningless. But actually, they are at risk at that time. Even though an organization like that, they do have strong team. I know some people work there. They still not able to defend the advanced attacker at this nowadays. They are only an iceberg, tip of the iceberg in Hong Kong. A lot of big organizations suffer a lot of attack. Sometimes they cover up, sometimes they don't want to tell, sometimes they don't want to find out the reason. This is reason why if one day I change the mindset
I see.
of the
I
new
see.
guy,
Yeah.
if they know how to do the proper cybersecurity defense or detection, they don't have opportunity to go everyone to have just like me follow my path to learn security like that. They can get more easier to opportunity to learn that skill set. One day Hong Kong's cybersecurity defense capacity will be increased.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
so even though may not easy, but at least it changed the style how we handle.
yeah, instead of sticking your head in the sand, or one of many similar sorts of strategies.
I like hacking also. Otherwise, I won't go to the Golden Arcade to try to crack the program. But don't put your only effort on this. That is the first thing I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining Hong Kong MA, please clarify. Don't sue me. I'm not complaining Cathay Pacific, don't sue me. But the thing is, that give me some idea. And I think Sense Institute course is really good, but it's too pricey. And organization in Hong Kong doesn't put a lot of concern on security.
Yep.
In the past. Right now they face, they get hurt because of ransomware, because of data leakage. They are putting more effort. But buying a solution of hardware and putting inside your organization and spend millions of dollars to find a CISO with one guy and expect AI to help you, I have to say sorry. You are totally wrong. That is wrong from my experience. How come one guy can handle everything? Maybe you can complain that there's no university train up people can do the hands-on job, but right now you do. You can find Big Four to do the IT audit because check. You can find Big Four to do the red team. Okay, I compromise your Active Domain, Active Directory, get the password. Okay, I get the Holy Grail. I got my honor, I get my pay, and then you fix it. Then who do the fixing? Who can see some imminent threat in your organization?
Wow.
Who can defend your critical asset?
You would prefer to have that in-house? Maybe one of your particular students have graduated your course. Kind of thing.
And this student need to have basic training to do that. You do know that the banking organization try to right nowadays in this past year, they are hunger for the hands-on cybersecurity professional.
Like Vincent Yu.
He is an expert in red team.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's team red.
But the point is, he can also do the blue team thing, but he rather to put on his effort on that thing. I think that's good. I like his work, and we worked together in a case before. But in general, you don't have that kind of talent. So that only working in the red team 1 year, they need to put it into the SOC. 1.5 years in the SOC manager, security operating center manager.
Okay, so there's a
or maybe find a vendor to find a endpoint solution to put it into the SOC.
Yeah. Do you know Sean Chang? Sean Chang. I did an Indaba with him. He's number 7. Number
Repeat 7.
Yeah, lucky number 7. He wanted to be number 7.
Okay.
He said to me, Stewart, I'll do an Indaba with you, but I want to be number 7. So I had to do a number of people before I got to him.
Yes.
But Sean Chang, he's the founder of the Hardened Linux project.
Great.
He is Team Blue. He's got blue blood. That guy has got blue blood. And,
we should work together.
Well, that's the thing. You guys live very close together. You probably don't know this.
I don't know him. But he's based in Hong Kong, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. So what we'll do is after this Indaba, maybe like a few weeks, and once the wives are happy, and I'll come up through to your area. Okay. We won't say where it is. Yeah. And then we can have a bit of a whiskey, because I know he's partial. Do you like cigars?
I don't like cigars, but I can stand the cigar.
You cannot stand them?
I can.
You can. Okay, so you can be in the same room. You can be in the same room together. Yeah. Okay. Well, him and I, we'll have cigars, and the three of us will have whiskey.
See whether we can develop some.
He's a good lad. He's one of my good friends.
I don't have I don't have that kind of Linux area on kernel area.
Right.
I want to cover something because one of the virtual bank that I provide service.
Yeah.
They have using their special version of Linux environment.
Right.
I want to find one of their OS to do the testing.
Yeah, okay.
And then I need to know more about their Linux malware. So I need to have someone to teach me the knowledge.
Sean Chang is your man.
I love to meet him.
This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you know why I want to tell you my story. I don't want to tell you why I want to set up that kind of training, even though it's failed up to this moment, because no one subscribed the program, and also because of last year's about the social movement, about everything. So basically, the program is in a state of not moving on.
I see.
And it's
well as the
difficult
whole
for me
COVID
to find lecturer.
Yeah.
Because I need to pay good money. I don't want to just find someone to do the teaching instead of deliver knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know
So,
yeah.
but I will sure try to kickstart the program again, especially after the COVID situation becoming more stable. I will try to lower the requirement in somehow, or maybe collaborate with some other organization without any diploma program. We don't need to go over that kind of qualification framework, but we deliver some meaningful training. Or maybe in my term, I always think that when I do the training, I learn something.
Yeah.
We exchange the knowledge. And this is one of the reasons why I set a Dragon Fed Lab.
Okay, go into Dragon Thread Lab. What is Dragon Thread Lab?
Dragon Fed Lab is only 3 guys in day 1.
Okay.
Basically, mainly from one guy moving after I go to US Black Hat to give a speech.
Yeah.
And then suddenly someday someone called Dan Kelly. He pinged me on the Twitter and said, "Hey Frankie, I'm coming to Hong Kong. I'm a UK guy. Can we meet sometime together?" And I said, "Yes, why not?" So just like you, we met, and then I know that he will migrate to Hong Kong. He do the threat intelligence. He worked with UK PwC before, offer some report. He's so smart. I can learn a lot of malware analysis thing from him. So after that, I have another guy who his name is Frank Ng. He worked with one of the luxury hotel chain in IT. 3 of us think that, hey, how about we set up a small group? Because I told you I try to join PISA, try to ISFS, I try to join some HTCIA. All this organization doesn't fulfill me in joint research capability.
Right.
How about we set up one? So we established Dragon Fed Lab and try to gather some people to do the research together. We ran a small place in Quarry Bay nearby.
Quarry Bay, right here.
Yeah.
Are you based here?
Yes, once.
Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Oh, no longer.
No longer.
Oh, that's a pity.
So I paid the money to have the rent, 7,000 a small room. So we put all the hacking stuff inside.
Nice.
I expect someone will do the research, and then we work together as a hackerspace. We gather, drink wine, whatever, crazy, everything you can imagine, right? So, but fail.
Oh yeah.
But suddenly, in the second year of Dragon Fed Lab, and someone told me some guy just like your size, and he is coming from Texas. He based in Singapore. He worked he has a work role in Citizen Lab. You heard about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
His name is Mac. He is not in Citizen Lab anymore. He's still based in Singapore. He come over to our hackerspace, and we chat together. And then he suddenly mentioned, "Hey, how about we set up a conference? How about you better consider B-side?"
Oh, B-sides. You're right. Okay.
Oh, I said, okay, why not?
Set up a Hong Kong chapter B-sides.
Yes. No, I'm not. I don't want to set up chapter. We are Dragon Fed Lab already.
Oh, yes, okay.
I just want to use B-sides, like, arranging some kind of a conference.
Right.
in Hong Kong,
Okay.
so that we gather our Dragon Fat Lab member to the conference. So we use B-side.
Right.
So I write an application to B-side. So come back. Sorry, someone in Hong Kong already considering to set up a B-side conference in Hong Kong. And I said, I don't know the
It's
guy.
not happened. It's not happened.
Never happened up to right now.
Ah, Jesus.
So I said my argument, hey, B-side asked me to work with that guy to set up a conference in Hong Kong. And I said, hey, we want to moving our Dragon Fat Lab member to be the conference and my student in conference. We have an agenda. I don't need B-sides sponsorship. We actually don't have sponsorship. But I think making it using international is not bad. And there's no B-side people in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Yeah.
They sent me an email asking the guy to contact with us.
Okay.
And ask us to help the guy to accept B-side.
Oh, I see.
And I said, okay, I have a couple of email communication. The guy said, hey, I am doing conference in Hong Kong a lot. And how about you set up, you help me and blah, 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 and do this and that. I can do the funding. And I think, okay, how about we cancel our idea to set up a conference? And Dan said,
Fuck this
fuck
shit.
you. How about we set a Dragon Con?
Fuck this shit.
So I just registered Dragon Con, and I found Dragon Con is a comic conference in state. I registered DragonCon.hk. We've established first Dragon Con within 2 months.
Well done. Yeah. Okay.
So Sebastian joined our first conference
Oh, is that so? Okay.
in year of 2015.
Okay. Yeah.
So after that,
Yeah.
I am getting sick right now. Everyone expect me to set up Dragon Con every year.
Okay. Have you been doing it every year, or have you? given it a
Yes,
different
every
break?
year. This year, last year I said I don't want to be the leader.
Yeah.
Not only because of money, because set up conference is so tedious.
Yeah.
We need to find sponsor. Even though no sponsor is still okay. We need to have a speaker, a location. So I said I am tired.
Yeah.
And different members have different idea, and some people once tell me I want to be arranging a conference in the Hong Kong Exhibition Center so that we charge $2,000, we can have $1 million of money income. I said, fuck. So I kicked them out actually. And then some people saying that, hey, I want to when I asking the local vendor to do the sponsorship, hey, can we make a submission, and then how many speaker slot you give me? And I said, sorry, I am not the one to handle these speaker selection. You better submit the paper, and I let Dan is the guy, he's a 鬼佬, you know.
Yeah.
鬼佬 is more easier to reject anything. Okay, Dan is the bad guy, and he will select the appropriate, see whether they are quality enough. Actually, I can accept anything, provided they are self-initiative research. I don't expect high level like whatever famous conference. I just want to make use of that kind of thing to gather some people. They have fun together. We can share something. So one of the major requirements to be a member of Dragon Fat Lab is every member each year need to do a sharing.
Right.
You know what? I'm failed.
Everybody didn't manage to do anything.
I'm the only one, and Dan is the only one to do the sharing. Sometimes I ask once.
You asked Sebastian?
Yeah, he is not member. I asked him to do sharing.
He did do a sharing, didn't he?
Yes.
Because, Sebastian and I, it was round about that time where we were talking about creating another conference called EHSM, which is a Exceptional Hardware Software meeting. Mm-hmm. It's a European-based conference. And we were like, how do we get only people that do things? And the thing was like, okay, at the door, you gotta bring a hack. You gotta bring a hack and show us what you got. But then it was just like, oh, Jesus, it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work.
Hong Kong is so tired.
Yeah,
So actually, last year I complained to the member after the conference we hold the membership meeting. Actually, I shout to them. I want to shut down Dragon Fat Lab. When I arranging the event meetup, only a few people come.
Yeah.
And when we arranging Dragon Con, I'm so tired. Not talking about only the money. I'm really tired. No one really helps.
Yeah.
And
it's a thankless job.
I want someone to help. And some people say, hey, how about you set up the meeting not on Saturday? How about in weekdays? So, and I said, then it's your turn. I give up. If you don't take up, I shut down Dragon Fat Lab. I do my business, more interesting. So Dan said, hey, let me take care of Dragon Con. So he take up Dragon Con, and he is going to moving Dragon Con, not using the year. This is the 5 Dragon Con. We do the Dragon Con 5 in December. This year is virtual. Welcome anyone to watch this podcast. Please submit a paper, whatever paper, submit any talk, even though you give talk such as how to find the people who using a fraudulent Bitcoin wallet, or you want to give a talk on how to smoke the cigar in the best way without any affecting the health in science. Or someone give me a talk on the changing the internet protocol, not using the IP.
I can do that.
I love someone to submit that kind of thing. Don't tell me I want to give money to be a speaking sport for talking about marketing. Otherwise, I will give you only 4-letter words. And anyone submit that kind of thing, I am quite sure Dan will accept that kind of thing. I never give talk in my conference because that's not my purpose.
What, you too emotionally connected or what?
Because I think if someone asks me to give a talk in their conference, I have some reason. Either I want to share some knowledge or some marketing information, but I don't find a meaningful conference in Hong Kong in security. So I decide try to not to give talk. To be fair, I will not give talk in Dragon Con also. I rather like to see local people, not necessarily be so smart. Even my student, they can have some insight. They need to have a platform to do the presentation of their research if they have really spent time on that. And that is the reason why I set up Dragon Con. I am not set up a conference to do the training, to set up a conference to have some money earned from the conference fee. I am not trying to set up a conference to show off, even though maybe we want to show off. One of the reasons I can't reject, but that is not our major reason. Otherwise, why we need to set up a conference? And actually, my early stage of set up the Dragon Con, I said at least 1/3 is local. I don't want to invite our friends from foreign to give talk. We have, in the past, we have people from Fly Eyes, Singapore. We have Mac from Citizen Lab. We have people from Digital Shuttle from UK. We have people from working for iDefense, Accenture. And also we have researcher in the Australia from Tesla. We have a lot of brilliant speaker. We also have can't remember his name. It's really famous, but not my term. He's so handsome. Can't remember doing the SS7 on the radio thing. Maybe later on I find out. I'm old enough. I always forget new names, famous name. Don't laugh on me. Okay, so I asked Vincent Yu to give a talk. He rejected. He just want to do a demo to sell his stuff. I'm still okay because one side we have people gathering together, have fun, not only drinking whiskey, but we have a arena, a place, an occasion with common interest together. So I don't reject to set up another face-to-face even this year because renting a place in Cyberport, I can have a very low cost. Sometimes I think virtual is so remote, we don't have a chance.
Why not a hybrid? Because
I'm thinking. So, but I already dedicate to Dan Kelly.
Yeah.
So then, if you watch this podcast, please consider to do the hybrid. I can sponsor the conference location rental, but don't ask me to give a talk. And I already find you a speaker already, and he may be able to find 2 or 3 more. Someone who can give the talk on the Bitcoin tracking, the Bitcoin wallet. You know who I'm talking with?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Gareth? Yeah, he's the best guy. Yeah. So if we have something like that, we have 1/3, and then some people, foreign, they can do the...
we'll get Sean Chang in there too.
Yeah, Sean Chang will be good position to give enlightening our different area that we are not touching with a lot. Yeah. And I can quite sure because we can have that kind of thing, we don't need a lot of money. So people come, local people come, a lot of banking professional can come, and my student can come. Even though they don't need to pay a big ticket pricing to cover a little bit of their lunch or whatever. So then we can have a more interesting conference in Hong Kong. So that is one of the reasons I want to set up DragonCon, because if we have DragonCon, we can maintain Dragon Fat Lab, maintain survival more easily. Because my original intention to set up a different kind of research group is failed until one day the young people to have time to join, or maybe after my training program start up, they do the training and then they don't join Dragon Fat Lab to continue the research on different topics.
Oh, I see.
Then will be good, and then they may have DragonCon as a platform to share
I hear what you're saying.
their knowledge if they don't want to go to foreign conference.
Yeah.
If they don't want to go to academic paper.
Yeah.
So that is a whole chain of arrangement why I set up this kind of thing.
No, I see.
Of course, I don't reject one day if these people are there, my business can be running good, they can join my company.
Or even set up complementary companies.
They can set up their company their own. I can help them. Yeah. So that is what I want to do before I really go to retire.
No, I see.
So I want to do something, not
to give back, really.
To get my interest and my knowledge to be extended somehow with a limit.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not thinking about any history of myself. I think that is some opportunity. It's difficult. My motive of setting this kind of thing is simple. When they go back to my story that I told everyone in this podcast, I spent a lot of money to buy that stupid 5,000 series of Cisco switch from eBay. I spent a lot of money. Even though I spend money, it's not easy for me to learn the skill set. If I have everything in hand, in Hong Kong, the newcomer, they have opportunity.
So the youngsters basically walk into a lab and then they've got a Cisco router over there that they can start playing with, a dedicated device for them to hack and slap around a bit.
Of course, they have some fundamental knowledge.
Of course.
They need to spend their time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know what? One thing very
No
interesting.
pain, no gain.
When I teaching the university in Hong Kong, one of student, he asked me, "Hey, professor," and I said, "Sorry, I'm only a lecturer. I'm not a professor. I'm not a PhD." Okay. You give every lecture. You give me 5 to 6 paper. Which one?
To study?
Yeah. Which one is important?
All of them. You're dumbass. All of them.
I take another role. I can't use bad language.
Oh, sorry. It was me. I did it for you.
And I said, hey, how about like that? You scan those interesting. You just scan it. So how is the exam related with this paper? Absolutely. You know, in my exam, I put scenario question.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They don't, I said, you don't need to study.
Oh, I see.
You can answer correct answer. Even though your answer is incorrect, you still get marks. I need to see how you deduct your analysis.
Right. Your mentality towards this problem set.
That is
Yeah.
master program, degree student, right? Don't argue with marks. I give you the marks if you want to.
Yeah.
If I can find some grounds.
Yeah.
If I can't find grounds, sorry. But I think in Hong Kong's training, seldom I see that kind of student have that kind of motivation. My path is difficult, and I hope every item that I set up, all the works I done in Hong Kong, can help the new generation. Some people can save either money terms or save effort. If they are devoted on the topic, they can do it in a cheaper way, in a more easy way. They don't need to follow my difficult pathway. So I think it's good thing.
Yeah.
Therefore, I want to do it.
Yeah.
So my story is too long, indeed, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Should I go home right now?
No, gosh, no. We've still got.
We still have some
we still
time.
have quite a lot of other things that I'd like to cover. Now, this is the story of how you sort of came up to be Frankie Li, that we know today. You've discussed about the Dragon Threat Labs, and you've also got the Dragon Con, which is on now already 5, which is pretty impressive. But you've also got a company that you've set up. And am I correct in saying it's Dragon Advance?
Yes, we call it Dragon Advanced Consulting, so DATC.
So what's the story behind this?
Story is because go back to 2017. I told you we have 3 members in setting up Dragon Fed Lab. Frankie and I, Frankie is working for a company, a hotel chain, luxury hotel chain.
Right.
And I said, we other than the normal thing on the research, can we find some business? So at that time, that is some university student. When I teach at that time, I already teach in the Hong Kong University. So some of them asked me, hey, I want to do the cybersecurity. Can you find me some job? I can refer them to some other company easily. But I said, hey, how about we set a company for fun?
For fun.
And one of the reasons is because in 2017, I have another project on my finance side. Another investor, he's coming from China. He said, I want to set up another investment fund in Hong Kong. And using this investment fund to buy a bank in Hong Kong. A bank in Hong Kong? A listing company in Hong Kong. So how about I set up an office? You handle my office administration for me as part-time. So he spent some money. and then asking me to talk with the buyer and seller, something like that. Actually, I do the job, what we call the merger and acquisition.
Oh,
I
really?
take that kind of role. He set up an office. He ran an office 3 years term in the Harbor Center, sea view,
Nice. Nice.
4 rooms, a conference room, 4 manager room,
Great.
8 desks with a partition. No one sit inside. No one. Except the big boss sometimes come over to meet some people in Hong Kong.
And that's it.
That is it.
Sounds like a wasted
And I
space.
said, hey, how about like that? I make use of your place. I set up company here. I have an office free of charge.
Oh, you lucky bastard. You lucky bastard.
So I cancel the Corey Bay.
Oh, you lucky
I move
bastard.
everything inside, put inside my room. So I recruit my staff, working with Frankie to set up my company.
Yeah.
My original intention is because even though I'm not famous, but I can find some business friend to help me to do the cybersecurity surface.
Yeah.
So I have good contact with stockbroker. So I asked a couple of stockbroker friends, hey, how about we do surface to you? And then blah, blah, blah. They said, everyone say, hey, I give you a year contract, 500,000 Hong Kong dollar. Don't exceed that money. Otherwise, I need to think about that is not money for the stockbroker, I think, at that time. Because we're talking about acquiring different kind of big company in Hong Kong. They just spend money, something like that.
Yeah.
So I set up the company using that luxury sea view office.
Yeah. And of course you invited them in. Have a seat over here. Notice this wonderful view.
And I have
Look, we're a very successful company.
yeah, I have some whiskey and red wine. And sometimes I need to go to karaoke with them because of my cybersecurity company.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Because the boss like that.
Well, do they have good-looking girls there?
Depends.
Your wife won't watch this, I'm sure.
No. My wife know that kind of event at that time.
Yeah.
I told her every time.
Yeah, sure.
I-
I'm just joking. Okay. So you
Yeah,
you
I
go to
report. I
keep-
have my log. So, but the situation after half year, I don't get a single job because the boss said, approve, introduce me to the CTO. CTO asked the CFO. CFO asked the IT, and then IT don't want us to bring in our surface and solution because they have their plans.
Okay.
If they do have the budget, they want to ask their friend to buy the equipment for their firm. I spent half year, not a single job. So I give up that kind of channel. And after that, Frankie left the company, and I am the only one to carry to our
staff at the
Staff.
moment. Yeah.
to develop my surface and build up the company's name, because in the past Frankie is low profile, Frankie is academia, Frankie is arranging conference. Full stop. They
So there's
don't
no
do
bad
business.
blood between the two of you, though.
No.
Okay, that's
It's
good.
okay.
That's good.
But we still working hard.
Yeah.
The company just start up the business
That's fine. Yeah.
around 8 months ago.
Okay.
So we have our identity. We don't want to compete with other company on other areas. So I try to find out an area.
But it sounds
For
like
example, not a lot of people doing incident response, but a lot of people doing the pen testing. So I intend not go into the pen testing
okay.
unless my client want me to do the job.
Gotcha.
I don't want to do the pen testing because a lot of people in that area. I don't want to do the banking jobs, but somehow some banks found me. Right now I'm working with bank. I try to provide the service to do the investigation. I don't do the investigation like the traditional forensic, because a lot of cyber attack, we cannot find the people to blame. Difficult. But at least I can help the company to find out why they are being compromised and what happened.
Motivation, you mean?
They must do something wrong so that someone can attack them, their network, or compromise their system, right?
Oh, yeah.
Even though the latest one is ransomware has changed their tactics, and I try to find out not only to do the mitigation, but somehow to tell the company what you should do in the future. Either you find some people, either you're using our continuous service, or you want me to recommend a product to you.
Okay.
I don't earn a lot of money from the reselling of product, but I can recommend, that make us more easier to recommend suitable product to our client to do their defense. I try to narrow the gap, the management and the IT. If the management do have a budget, they want to do something, they don't know what the IT doing actually. Trust me, including Cathay Pacific. They spend a lot of money, but somehow maybe they don't buy the things in an appropriate way. Especially big companies, they need to do a lot of tender. All tender is only tender, but at the back end they have different kind of strategy, and somehow some people can get in the tender.
Yeah, right. So it's a very selective process of getting in, becoming, entering this tender process. Have you thought about embedding your staff? So you use, now this is a typical strategy used in Europe, where you'd have a company, a development company, where they would embed programmers inside different companies. So it's basically you're contracting, and you get they're not just purely as contractors, remote third-party people who are not so informed about your product. They actually embed as part of the team and are knowledgeable about the environment, about the product. But in Europe, this is a more, I would say, because of European employee laws. Here in Hong Kong, it's very easy.
Hong Kong, we don't have that kind of thing, but
we don't have that problem.
I have no problem to work with different organizations. Actually, our friend, 6 months ago, I'm their Hong Kong subcontractor.
Is this? Yeah, right. Okay.
And actually, I'm subcontractor of some big 4 firm. I'm some subcontractor of some law firm,
right?
Even some cybersecurity insurance firm, and some even they are doing the cybersecurity surface, but somehow in my area of talent, I can do more on-site and at a lower cost. We have different channel partner as subcontractor. I have different card.
Sure.
If they want me to carry their name card, I can carry their name card. I can forward me any kind of dragon card. Why not?
Okay, yeah, I see.
And then I can prepare the report. They can change everything, white label my report. Yeah.
Okay.
So we do things like that. But somehow at the end, the client will know that is us one day.
Sure.
So I don't mind for that because we both benefit. And Hong Kong, we don't have that kind of a lot of that kind of investigator on cyber attack. Usually something happen, they fly people from Singapore, and Singapore need to fly relocate people from US, from Europe. The same thing, right?
Yeah, I see.
So I think actually in the past 6 months we have more job because we are local.
Yep.
They ring a call, I can go on site. And I am charging them half of their normal price.
Yeah.
We are not providing 100% their level, but I have confidence that we can provide the level of report maybe 85% or maybe 95%, or sometimes maybe better on a particular area, because my area is malware. My area of investigating something, or the hybrid car. That is a new knowledge. I can combine the knowledge of forensic and the analysis. I can combine, I know the management mindset, and I know the technical people's mindset. I can narrow the bridge. Somehow I can give a better recommendation. Somehow that is our advantages. I'm still building up that kind of thing. And I am starting to asking my team, you guys one day need to take up my role. In last year DragonCon, I tell my member, I want to sit along with you. I don't want to stand in the cage, in the stage. I don't want to do the registration, ordering the food, finding a sponsor, finding the speaker. I want to sit down to enjoy Dragon Fat Labs DragonCon. I told my staff, I want to enjoy to be an employee and to be a consultant. You guys to find the business, you guys to do the job. I just want to say, this English word is not correct. I only require small amount of salary. And of course, you need to sponsor me to go to the
conferences and yeah.
That is my main objective. I hope I can do it in 3 years' time. So I said to my company, yeah, I tell you the truth. The day one when I talked with Frankie, I said I want to do something like that.
That's your objective, to reach that point. And then maybe do some malware auditing and whatnot.
Oh, whatever. Or whatever thing you ask me to write a paper on the OSI model we define.
So I would like to participate. As an employee, you want to be told what to do.
Yeah, I want to be an employee. And I don't need to always go to work, but I work 7/24. Actually, I can do that, but don't ask me to commit some routine. So that is one way I want to my company to be established, to maintain, even though we are facing a hard time in the past 2 years, in 2017, 2018. But right now we survive. We are not a profit-making company at this moment, but we are providing a unique identity in Hong Kong in cybersecurity surface market. We do something that no one can do, or no one dare to do, or no one want to do because there is not making money, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know the reason. I don't compete with a lot of friends in the pen testing, because when we talk about the money, sometimes we have some different emotion. So and I don't want to be a big company. If that is big company, it's not bad, right? I can IPO that company. I don't mind, but I don't see that kind of opportunity because I'm in that kind of area. But everything should be good. If I do have a company, I can still sponsor the Dragon Fat Lab and Dragon Con. So everything is in a whole story. And I wrote until right now, I am really, really tired.
It's
so
time
I
to
want
kick
to
back
have
your
this
feet.
podcast. After that, I want to retire. Can everyone to help me to make a submission in DragonCon 5? And also give me some small job and ask my team to do the company more peacefully, and I can have the small money to go to the conference. Thank you.
Frankie, I'm sure it'll happen. Oh, geez, okay. But what we can do is maybe pivot a little bit. Maybe we can change it. We can sort of expand out beyond the world of Frankie Li and
forget my dragon. Forget the dragon.
And well, you know, a dragon, you can't see the movement of a dragon, right?
Do you know why I select the word dragon?
This particular dragon is a sleeping dragon. It's a kung fu sleeping
dying dragon. You tell you listen to my story. Everything that I try to build is failure up to this moment. In a particular point of way, I don't achieve my objective up to right now. My program, no one to register. Only one guy registered the program. I said I reject it. I set up DragonCon. I give up Dragon Con and ask Dan to hand over. And Dragon Fat Lab no one to join my research team actively. My company still suffer loss. This half year just maintain as survival. And some students don't want to join me because they can get a better pay in Big Four and some other location. I owe to my 2 staff working with me for 3 years. They don't get a special bonus. They get underpay. Yes, they get underpay. But that is the best I can offer. So poor that I had to come to this podcast. I'm joking. Everyone trust me. I'm not that kind of bad guy. In my word, don't trust the word I say. Trust my heart.
Well, it's the actions are quite different. Your actions are quite different. It's the movement of a real dragon moving going through here.
No, I think
that's giving the appearance of failure, which is quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. You're living on the edge, Frankie. You're living on the edge. You're going places that other people would not dare to walk. And
because
sure.
maybe my financial basic someone covered. Yeah. I got a stable family because I still have my job in finance industry. I got pay. I don't need to go to office often.
Oh, so
I still have some money. My kids are studying in US. They are quite independent right now. I got small home in Hong Kong. Therefore, I can devote more of my resources into my interests.
Yeah.
Even though they are failure, not up to my standard at this moment. I want to do something I want to do, up to the level that I can't do.
Beyond the level.
Yeah. I think everyone should do something like that
agree.
if you like that,
Keep
right?
pushing yourself, yes.
Yeah. Especially
get
young people should have that kind of
mentality.
Idea. I am not a successful man in my whole life. I compare with a lot of my classmates, a lot of my my player in the finance industry.
It depends what you
but
consider.
I think I love that.
Yeah.
Even though it's so challenging, if one day I can help 1 or 2 students to be billion, they should be much better than me. Yeah. Because they have better startup.
Yeah.
I have run the startup in my way in very difficult way. If they have that kind of thing, I can change their life. They love cybersecurity. They love their research. They love their work. They love their way of earning money. I think that is achievement for me. Indeed, if one day. But up to today, I'm still failure. I try to push my staff, hey, you need to do a presentation submission. Hey, something like that. I write the paper for you, but you need to change every word in your language. You do a submission in Dragon Con 5. Yeah, trust me. I think they will do one, even though they are not amazing in the presentation.
Yeah.
You need to try, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have my different background. I can try, go to the Foundstones training with a lot of people in New York. I paid, I think, almost 4,000, 5,000 in year of 2009.
That's could have been money back then.
Only 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I need to fly there.
Yeah.
In business class, of course, at that time.
Yeah.
Right now, I need to go to economy class because the price much higher than I expected. But I think
COVID, man.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, something like that. I think that is quite challenging to me. I can do that. Everyone can do that.
Yeah.
I don't study English good. Trust me. When I studied 3 years of primary 6. Every time when I have dictation in English, I fail. I got 0 marks because one mistake, spelling mistake, 5-mark deduction.
Oh, I remember.
Every time I got 0. I hate English. I hate mathematics. But somehow it's difficult for me, my family provide my training as to the high school, and then I go to work, I earn money to get my further education. I think today's teenagers, they have better opportunity, but sometimes they need someone to divert them to the appropriate way if they like that topics. If they don't like, don't come to me. I ask you to read 5 papers for a lecture, difficult. I give them up. Don't bother me. So that is my thing. I try to balance. If I can pick someone, if I can help someone, or I cannot help, I screw up their future. Maybe I do something like that. But at least I try my thinking, my theory. If that works, should work. It should be some meaningful thing. If one day I lie on the bed, all the equipment beep 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 around my side, I have different injection, and then someone comes to say, "Hey Frankie, you bring me to a very bad or very good future," I will be happy. That kind of happy you cannot. You cannot using some value to put something on that. So I try until one day I cannot.
You brought some goodness into the world. Some reason to lift yourself out of this mundane world of suffering, and you brought an element of happiness or content, responsibility.
Yes, everyone. I think everyone should have something they want to do. They have to try to do, and then one day, either fail or success. Still, I think the process is more important. If you don't have that kind of thing, it's difficult to have a spirit to carry on. Life is difficult, you know.
It's kind of like when you're in the water. Well, if you imagine if you're a single-celled organism that's busy floating around in the water, you're just floating around with everybody else. And then what happens is if you get suddenly anchored onto something solid, and then suddenly the water is floating past you, and you're getting more food. See what I mean? So you're getting more knowledge, reaching that anchor point, finding that anchor point in your life, whatever it might be. And actually, Frankie, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast. That podcast is me anchoring myself onto something, and basically you sitting across the table is my food.
I know.
And everybody else too. Everybody that comes through here. It's me extracting information and disseminating it to other people too. So
also, I explained to my wife last Sunday when last Saturday we are having Zoom with my kids, and I said, next Monday I will go to see a guy called Stewart or whatever Mackenzie. I don't know this guy. My wife said, "Why you go there? What is the interview? Be careful, your English language is so bad. And don't talk anything quite sensitive about national security nowadays." And my son said, "Hey, they live in Canada, grew up in Canada, their mother tongue is English. Still, I don't find this guy. I go to the YouTube. I don't find. Okay, spelling is wrong. Your accent is not correct. Okay, forgive me, sir." You know, my son's comment is, "This guy only have around 300 people or 30-something people follow. Why you go there?" "I want to meet this guy." So I come over. I appreciate you do something not because of name, not because of the result. You want to do something special. No one in Hong Kong doing like that. No one, and most of people that interview, I know their name. These are strange guy. I am one of these strange guy. Please help me. I want to be one of you guys. So I come over. Forgive my language. I use bad language.
Matter. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The audience that look at this kind of, they couldn't give a flying fuck about that sort of thing.
Yes.
Really, they couldn't.
Yeah.
It's about the spirit, really. It's about the spirit.
And also, I love that kind of thinking. You do this and keep continue, and you keep on pushing me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you don't push me, I don't want to bother you. Trust me.
Right.
I like that kind of attitude.
You're going to be back on the next, I don't know, how about another year? 6 months to a year? We'll see the difference. We'll see the differential between there, the delta.
Yes. Somehow I think that kind of persistence is the meaning you really want to do something. Yeah. To my idea, this guy really want to do something. And he interviews people that some people I know they are real guys, special guy, but they are willing to go. Why not? Yeah. And I would like to tell all my story without any hidden
agenda
thing.
Or anything. Yeah.
And I don't worry about hurting some organization.
No.
I can't. My position is not that high level, but I want to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I want to keep on. To meet a friend.
No, this is. I find this sort of approach to actually be really, really interesting from a number of perspectives. Well, first of all, there is no marketing bullshit here. There is no sort of like point driven. Most people are used to these very condensed sort of like information overloaded, short videos, 5 minutes marketing. This is what we do. No, this is what like 2 hours and 36 minutes of just conversation. Raw Frankie Li. This is who you are.
Yeah, raw.
Kind of thing.
You can use the term raw. I take off everything except my cap.
Off with the underwear. Come on, off with your underwear.
You want to see something?
No. Stop right there. Otherwise YouTube will flag this. Yeah. YouTube will flag this nudity or something like that.
You won't see anything, don't worry.
No. Oh, why? What, maybe fat rolls, is that right? Yeah, come on. Do you want to go into the current political climate that's happening in Hong Kong at the moment? Do you want to share your perspective on the matter? Or would your wife sort of like...
Okay.
Would she give you a bit of a naysaying?
Yeah, sure. I can. And do you know every week I publish some cybersecurity summary.
Yeah.
I call it cyber intelligence summary. I try to make it more higher.
Every week, yeah.
I am considering how I present my material. Should I pick this? I think that's important, especially related with Hong Kong. And actually, coming week, I will publish my full report. On Friday, I published my preview. I tried to take out one attack incident about when they taken Hong Kong traffic church being attacked incident. And the report also mentioned Hong Kong IP address. Hong Kong ISP, the same thing, not the same ISP.
Same, yeah.
Same style ISP. That report is very interesting. Record the Future published the report in August something. The same story about the Catholic Church in Hong Kong email server being compromised. And they find some solid attack traces, pointing finger to an organization and state.
A state level organization, which we can all make an inference to.
Once they publish the report, the domain stopped for 10 days.
Okay.
The C2 stopped for 10 days. My case, after 3 months, they come back the same IP address.
They did the same thing after 10 days.
Yes. You know the attacker, what they're doing? They don't care in Hong Kong. Right now.
Okay, all right. So before it would be 10.
Can you understand my stand on the political change?
Okay, so before it would be what? I don't know, 3 months. But now it's like, let's come back 10 days. We're fine. We're all right. Let's keep going.
And
this is we rule this roost right now.
Not exactly.
Oh no,
not exactly. Last time 3 months, I report to police. Right now, I just publish. I just copy and paste some people's information, remove some sensitive words. I still want to keep notify people who read my summary, because the same kind of tactics not only attack Catholic Church, the same kind of tactics not only attack political organization, they also attack business environment.
The Dalai Lama. Did you
Not
say
exactly.
Did you say the Dalai Lama?
No, the exact organization.
Okay.
I didn't mention Dalai Lama.
No, I misheard you.
that.
I misheard you. There's a lot of rain going on.
No, my accent is not good.
Oh, okay.
The same kind of attack similar organization, business organization.
I see. Okay, so it's the same strategy, the same modus operandi.
Because that kind of modus operandi is performed by some group, some hacker groups. They are skillful red team in somehow. They know a lot of exploit.
0 days.
They have a lot of 0 days. Sometimes they work for government. Sometimes they do business.
Oh, okay. So you might even know the actual team that does that.
I don't know them. Not even might.
Okay.
If I know something, I must read from reports published by U.S. CERT or Homeland Security. They publish some picture. I know that information from that kind of thing. I don't know them.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. You probably don't want to know them.
I don't want to know them. Especially, it's sensitive right now.
Yeah.
I am more sensitive.
You are you?
Right?
Yeah.
But I still keep on that kind of referencing this information in a low profile way.
I see.
I try to fine-tuning the wording, removing some words, even though the report pointing the finger.
Okay. So in other words, you see.
And I am not only coding that direction, I'm coding another side, try to balance my findings.
So in other words, you still appreciate and acknowledge the importance of true and accurate reporting in the domain of cybersecurity.
Yes.
But you also understand the importance of
environment.
Of
situation,
what?
the environment,
the current situation, and for example, the
political era.
Yeah. So what you do is you do a compromise whereby you just extract certain bits of information, yet you still keep the center point. It's up to your readers to make certain inferences from that.
They can read the source.
Yeah.
By themselves.
It actually all started on, I think, what was it, August 10th, when all the arrests happened. It was from that moment onwards that Hong Kong has transformed. A number of journalists out here, I'm in connection.
They do the same thing. They have to
These
do
guys,
the same thing.
they're doing exactly the same thing. But like after one particular incident, I don't know whether it's the police or the NSL groups, they were following this guy. This journalist. Oh man, it's transformed. It's transformed significantly. So it's like
more prominent.
It's a lot more
just
prominent.
like the story that I told you, right?
It's
after
blatant.
10 days, previously 3 months.
Yeah, it's blatant. It's blatant. Yeah.
May I ask you a question?
please go ahead.
Are you considering to move out Hong Kong, even though after 13 years or 14 years stay here?
You know, I did think about that because I'm always nervous of, you know, I've read quite a bit about the communist agenda, and how these you know things sort of arise and how it corrupts the individual. And I don't really want to be in that position, but I have a number of passports which will allow me to get around the world wherever I want to go. I don't want to go.
So
for a number of reasons.
You still love Hong Kong's environment a bit?
Yeah, for me, Hong Kong needs to backslide significantly. I mean, significantly.
Yes.
And only then will it start to lose competitive advantage against other countries. When last have you been to Europe or US? Sure, I like the US, certain parts of the US as well as Europe. But, you know, like in Europe, it's completely like taxes are massively high. You know, it's not nearly as advanced as here, but more to the point. The political correctness that's going on in the West is sickening. It's just a cult.
Yeah.
It's reached cult levels where they say to their parent, where you get an individual who says, oh, you got to think a certain way. And if you don't think that way, you got to go to your parents and you say, do you think this way or not? If you don't, I'm going. I'm leaving. And as soon as you see that kind of thing, it's cult. You're dealing with a cult.
Yeah.
And it's getting really, really serious out in the West. So, my thoughts are that the Chinese Communist Party, decades ago, have already gone through this particular thing before.
That kind of process.
That kind of process. So, the people that are in power at the moment have knowledge about these particular games.
Yes.
That the US and parts of Europe, well, Europe tends to know more about it, but US has not gone through. The US has become lazy. You know, they've exported all their jobs to China. They're in a position where they're printing money. And it's like, well, you know, there's no cost to printing money.
Yes.
So they've become lazy.
Yeah.
They've lost the skills. And as a result, it's just like, maybe it's the time for them to go through this particular wave of I'm not even going to call them the lefties. This is beyond left and extreme. This is cult behavior.
Okay.
I think maybe that the Chinese Communist Party will put up a barrier against this sort of level of cult behavior. I'm not sure they will go as far as creating some sort of a fascist thing, because, you know, they've already, they've done all of that. One can say maybe they've changed. I don't see the people in China dying by the masses anymore.
No.
Have they changed? Maybe. Have they gone more back to the Confucius sort of principles? Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Are they still as communist as they were? Maybe not, but you know, a leopard just doesn't
You
change.
still
its
have
spots.
some hopes of opportunity that may have something change in your way. Is it? Or
Frankie,
I can't say that is.
It's very.
You can't say
difficult to
good
say.
or bad, and somehow you are expecting some change.
I'm expecting changes.
Not perfect, but still okay, right?
Frankie,
in simple words, right?
You see, when it comes to it, it's like prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
You prepare for the worst.
So everything is okay.
So far, everything is okay.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
I've spoken about some pretty controversial stuff here on this podcast. I haven't seen any Stasi come knocking at my door. Not yet. Not yet. I'm waiting for the Stasi. One time I was swimming in my swimming pool. And I saw somebody take a photograph. I'm like, uh-oh, here it is.
Oh, really?
Here it is. But it could have just as easily been a real estate person taking a photograph of the swimming pool. And I'm like...
are there any problem with your arm from some people attacking you?
No, I broke my arm.
Okay, so you do broke your arm
It was
yourself.
self-inflicted.
Okay.
I wasn't under
Are
any
you
sort of
telling me the
torture.
truth?
No torture, no waterboarding or anything like that. It was actually a full cast, but you know, like typing is a problem. So I'm like,
So
screw
you take
this.
it out.
So I cut it myself. And on the 24th, I'm going to have it completely removed. So I'll remove it myself and then say, doctor, okay, I removed it myself. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to get angry.
I'm just joking.
No, I know.
So you prepare for everything.
Yeah.
And, you think that
the thing is that one thing I've learned about Hong Kong is never bet against the Hong Konger. Don't bet against the Hong Konger.
Yeah.
It's a bad decision to make. There's a reason why Hong Kong is in such an advanced mindset or such an mindset.
And also a lot of things can change.
Yes.
Hong Kong are more easy to adjust something.
They can be patient if needed.
Yeah, if you need it, we can be plastic.
Yes. What's the saying? What's a Bruce Lee? Be water, my friend.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee very much adopts that sort of mentality. And wherever you get a dictator, because you don't say this, I say it. She is a dictator. He is a dictator. Just like Vladimir Putin is also a dictator. If you say things against these people, you will disappear. Dictator style. But the structure, the inherent structure that is created around these sorts of individuals or this sort of dictatorships is inherently unstable. If she does not move, that means there's no space for promotion. And if the youngsters are not promoting, you know what happens? There's an African saying. It's like, if you don't include the younger generation into your village, then they will burn down your village.
Somehow, someday, sometime.
Yes, inevitably, at some point it'll happen.
Of course.
So this, you know, playing the dictator game for life puts you in very dangerous position. Not just, you know, it's within your own team.
Yes, you're right. I think I agree what you said. Somehow, I'm not talking about the Hong Kong, talking about the dictatorship. Is quite logical thinking. If a wise man will understand your logic, you cannot assuming forever somehow.
Yeah.
A lot of history tell us that is not working.
That is not what?
That kind of thinking is not working for, you know, forever.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure the modern human being should learn something.
Go back to history.
Yeah.
Read the book Ordinary Men, which is about the policemen who, after the Third Reich, it was their job to round up the Jewish people and put them on the trains. These were ordinary people.
Yes.
And after a certain period of time, they were executing babies and children.
Yes.
It's you know, that transition that can happen. It's very easy to lose your humanity. You gotta look after that. You gotta keep a very strong eye on that. And I think a large majority of the people in Hong Kong are derived from people who understood this and escaped the Communist Party when it was at its climax of obliterating human life.
Yeah.
Anybody that stood in its way.
Yeah.
So this is probably one of the reasons why we've got the youngsters now who are a number of generations down the line who really are not politically aware at all.
Yeah.
And they just basically did the equivalent of a knee-jerk, which very quickly escalated. They became the ordinary men, but on the other side.
Yes. They are being pushed to face reality in a very short time.
Yeah.
If in somehow in some environment they can learn the skill progressively, but suddenly because of some incident, something happened, they are pushing to the far end.
Yeah.
teenager, make decision is more romantic, but
Rash.
they need to do. That is their life. You cannot change their thinking in a very short time.
Yeah.
I don't know the future, how Hong Kong goes. Until one day I don't want to watch any TV, I may move out.
Okay, so that's your sort of like threshold, is that right?
Yes.
But surely that point was reached a number of months ago when even I was looking at the television and I was like, oh God, these kids are really, it's starting to get really bad now. I mean, at that point I was like, yeah, I don't need to watch television. I'm tired of this.
I'm not talking about which direction, but if one day I don't think the environment is suitable for me, I don't know where is the best place I have to go.
That's me too.
I will consider find something that best suit me as a selfish human being.
Yeah, well.
It's too hard, much harder than we talk about my life path on cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Because that kind of thing, you cannot say 0 and 1 like that.
It's not a binary. It's shades of gray. It's shades of gray.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially just like my life growing a lot of time to be human. Nothing you can say. Gray, you have different kind of gray, actually.
Yeah.
And you, as an individual, you have different environment, different position. You can see different kind of thing. Emotion that can control easily, or not control easily, depends on your age. Somehow, a longer run, need to think. But selfish is the final end. People need to find the environment. If you try your best, you kind the situation not in following your direction, I will find a possible environment that I live much happier.
I see.
I can give up everything on something because I'm expecting somehow I have a lot of idea. I want to do a lot of things
Yes.
in Hong Kong, but it's something make me to be not able to do some fundamental thing that I cannot. I don't know the line at this moment.
Yeah.
I can't say.
Everybody
If
does that.
I find something that I cannot bear, it's nothing related to me. All my previous ideology, previous thinking, I can give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to think about myself.
Yeah.
I'm a selfish human being.
Hmm.
Somehow I need to take care of my family at the end, right? So it's hard time for Hong Kongers, also including you, because living here for a long time already. You need to think about, otherwise you won't ask me that kind of question. What is the situation? A lot of question mark for everyone.
Yeah, but keep in mind that this is another reason why I'm actually doing this podcast is because, well, there's a number of reasons, but one of the important one is that I'm not seeing enough discussion about these matters.
No. In a more in-depth discussion.
That's correct.
Not from responsive, emotional comment.
And it's very easy to spin up a bit of marketing material on both sides. You know, you can appeal to the emotions, and then you rile up those emotions, and then get them fighting bang to bang.
No.
But where do we see the platform
No.
Two people sitting at a table discussing controversial subjects,
Yeah.
these shades of grey.
Yeah.
Where are we seeing that? We're not.
Yeah.
We're
No.
not.
No. We cannot give answer.
And no, there are no answers. But we're just exploring the subject.
Yeah.
So as a result, what it is I'm hoping that this can become a form of a pressure cooker release,
Yes.
a pressure valve release.
Yes. Some kind of people discussing, maybe divert your original thinking, or
Right.
maybe further enhance your thinking. But at least you know that you have an opportunity to see things in different side.
Yeah.
To something, to have something that you are holding very hard, and somehow in one day, what you're holding is actually may not the best suitable for you, right?
That's right. Suddenly, it just
I don't know what I'm
disappears.
saying. Actually,
No, I know what you're saying.
Thank
you
you.
get behind a particular you get behind a particular ideology. You commit to it so hard. You see the opposition. Maybe it might be Team Blue, and you're digging your heels. Or the Team Blue seems Team Yellow, and they dig in their and then suddenly, in order to recognize, okay, these people are not human beings, we're going to give them labels. And then all of a sudden you start to play a different game, you see.
yes,
You start to dehumanize an individual.
yes, is
So how do you bring it back so that you realize, no, don't do that. You're dealing with humans. We're all in the same
Yeah.
basket together.
yeah,
We're all in the same basket together.
Yeah.
So this is another major reason why I want to do this. Yeah, and you know they say be the change that you want. You see, and I would prefer to see a society where everybody starts sitting down discussing these issues instead of taking up arms. I would prefer that.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly speaking, I'm having a hell of a lot of fun doing it. It's great
No,
fun.
no, no,
It's
no.
really, it's great fun. I know your children look at this and say, wow, he's got so little subscribers and da-da-da. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. It looks like you're getting a bit tired.
yeah,
Should we wrap this up?
yeah, better.
Do you have any points, any sort of like, how can people get hold of you?
No, better don't find me.
Don't find you?
Just make a submission to DragonCon 5. No,
You can plug your company
I seldom talk my background a lot like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have something want to pass the message. Somehow someone want that kind of want to know my path. Not good, but somehow if they have same kind of thinking, they should try the best to do something they are happy to do.
Yeah.
Just follow what I want to do. Don't follow what I have to do, because I don't think I'm success in somehow it's too difficult for me. If they find something they want to commit it with, they should try their best to do that. No matter so hard, keep consistent at least for one point of time. Before you do anything important, you think about what is the worst scenario you need to give up if you want to do something important.
You're talking about the opportunity cost, thinking about the opportunity cost.
Yes, in that kind of, you are so smart, you can use the language so good. You need to estimate, you need to give up in one point of time, you need to know before you do. If that is the thing you can keep on doing, your success will be much higher and meaningful. So try to find your good friends, find your common interest friend. I think human being is important. You need, no matter new friend, old friends, you need to put your heart outside to communicate. to enjoy these human relationship. That is high value that no one can reject.
Mm-hmm.
No matter you want to support the police or you want to support the teenagers, if you think that is good, you try to do the best thing, and you are preparing for something that one day when you get old, you think about, I'm not doing things wrong. Then
Right.
you prepare for that. Or maybe you're still wrong, but okay. But you
At
think
least you're
about,
prepared for being wrong.
yeah. I think that is important. The same logic that I am a 60-something people can tell everyone. It's hard to learn. It's hard to learn. I'm still learning. I'm still practicing. You see my pathway. I'm practicing everything. Maybe tomorrow I revoke everything and say that is bullshit in this podcast. But that is my thinking at this moment. So I have nothing to tell everyone. Don't find me if you have business. Because I'm charging high. Yeah, I think everyone should think about something to be a human being.
Yeah.
Somehow on all area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you very much,
sorry.
Frankie. I really appreciate this. Really appreciate this. Excellent.
Forgive my whiskey. I don't bring one bottle, but only 1/3.
Oh, you
And I
should have had
finished
more
them
than
all.
that, eh?
Thank you for your time to allow me to have that kind of a lot of here.
Sorry.
Chaser.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Okay, you're a Hong Kong guy. I'm Chaser here. Okay. Thank
for,
you.
For our audience means blowing bubbles.
Yeah, no one understands
Yeah.
foreign. They don't understand.
Brilliant.
Actually.
Okay. Let's conclude it here at this point, and then you'll head back home.
Okay.
So, all right. What I need to do is I'm making an experiment with editing. This will be cut out, and then from here I just go, because I'm using advanced software, which will then take the two snaps and then align the audio together.
Oh, really?
I'll see. I'm making this experiment. Okay, now we have stopped. Okay.
Okay, one thing I need to ask you. Where's the bathroom?
Right over there.
Good talking to you.
It's great, thank you.